do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave.
It's entirely possible that there's some evidence or something like that. Maybe they had some beef off the ice, or there's some other reason why you would escalate this. But I would argue that, I think the charge should be made there. I mean, you have a deadly weapon attached to your foot, and you used it as such. Now, a man has been arrested. The 29-year-old American ice hockey star lost his life after a skate opened him up in a collision during a match against Sheffield Steelers on October 28th. About 8,000 fans watched in horror as attempts were made to save his life. It was awful. I don't even recommend watching the movie. Or the video. It's gross. It's sad. He stands up and then immediately, and there's just a huge mess on the ice. It's very, very bad. A coroner's inquest was opened into Johnson's passing last week before being adjourned until January 2024. The PD have released a statement confirming that the man remains in police custody after his arrest on Tuesday. A statement said that detectives have today, this was yesterday, arrested a man on suspicion of manslaughter, and he remains in police custody at this time. On Saturday, October 28th, Adam, age 29, was seriously injured during a game between the Panthers and the Steelers, and it was sadly later pronounced deceased at the hospital. A post-mortem examination confirmed that, the giant hole in his neck is why he didn't survive. Shocking. Sometimes
been a while. Good to see you.
Coroner's jobs are pretty easy. Detective Chief Superintendent added that the police had made extensive inquiries in the wake of the incident. Our investigation launched immediately following this tragedy, and we've been carrying out extensive inquiries ever since to piece together the events which led to the loss of Adam in these unprecedented circumstances. We have been speaking to highly specialized experts in the field because, quite frankly, there is this there was this issue with, so apparently the CBD ad, the promo code for the CBD thing is not active until tomorrow. They're freaking out in the chat, or in the crap. All right, so that code's not going to be active till tomorrow. Okay, well, I guess you don't have to have a sponsor in this particular one. Good thing I had the chat window open. They're a good sponsor and stuff like that. I'm not, mad about it or anything like that. But they didn't say Wednesday from what I got. They did not say. They did not say Wednesday. All right, new sponsor.
All right. Sorry, guys. Trying to
new sponsor.
Man, I got a stomach bug overnight. Spent half the night on the toilet.
Today's stream is sponsored by TWC, the wellness company. Did you know that close to 90% of pharmaceuticals in the United States are produced outside the United States? So what happens when the next global crisis strikes? Countries clamp down on exports, they stockpile, the price of drugs rise, and pharmaceutical shelves in America are empty. That's where the wellness group can help. Antibiotics, antivirals, antiparasitics. This kit, the wellness company's emergency medical kit, holds 8 life-saving medications that every American should have at home. Antibiotics, antivirals, antiparasitics. The kit contains meds you need like amoxicillin, ivermectin, Z-Pak, and includes a 22-page guidebook with complete instructions for safe use. From benign tick bites to COVID to extreme bioterror events, every scenario is covered. These prescription kits are in huge demand right now. Head to twc.health/thequartering and grab yours now. That's twc.health/thequartering. Code thequartering save you 10% at checkout. If you have Tylenol, you'll want to have this kit on hand. Be safe and prepared. Kits are only available in the United States. This seems like a good thing to have around. Got to be honest with you.
Yapping.
Seems like a good thing to have around. Okay. Link in the description, link in the chat. Shout out TWC Health, the wellness company. Well, that screwed up my video for YouTube. So they said we've been speaking to highly specialized experts in the field to assist in our inquiries and continue to work closely with the Health and Safety Department at Sheffield City Council. See, there was some kind of like plausible deniability. Or there's some question in that, you know, sometimes your leg can move wildly, or, you know, there was a lot of like, you know, did he really intend to kick him? Did he not intend to kick them? I don't know. You know, it sure looks like it. I'm not going to show the video because obviously it's horrific. Our thoughts remain with all affected by this devastating incident. As inquiries continue, the man in question cannot be named at this time. Well, we know who it is. Last weekend, hockey fans showed up in support for Johnson and Petgrave at the Sheffield Steelers' first match of the incident. In a tribute to the Panthers player, more than 8,000 fans observed a moment of silence and a rapturous minute applause after players tapped their sticks on the ice ahead of the win. Petgrave was not included in the Steelers squad to play on that night, but before the match, his picture appeared on the big screen in the arena, with many fans rising to their feet to applaud the image of the defender. This was a weird thing that was floating around the internet. This individual, you know, fans were cheering for him, I think in general because the fans, you know, the fans themselves saw it as an accident. And I don't know. I think he was extremely unlucky. I think that he meant to kick him, but he did not mean to end his life. But, you know, if you don't kick somebody, you don't have that problem, right? You don't have that, you know, if you don't rob a bank, you don't end up ending somebody on the way out. If you don't, you know what I mean? Like if you don't punch somebody, they don't fall backwards and hit their head on the concrete and not survive it. This is still a pretty clear-cut manslaughter, in my opinion, and should carry some level of prison time, almost certainly. I think that, you know, this is part of the reason that, you know, I'll always remember, like, there was some Oprah episode where, you know, some lunatic was harassing a bus driver or trying to get on the bus and causing problems or something like that. And somebody on the bus pushed him off. He was like drug-addled or something like that. And the guy ended up falling, hitting his head on the curb and dying. That man went to prison for that. I think that was happened in Chicago. You know, that guy went to prison for it. So I would say that if that's a prison sentence, this certainly is a prison sentence too. You know, and I think it's a fair point to say that every hockey player knows they have a blade under their feet. That's why kicking is not allowed. Yeah, I would say for sure. There was a lot of public outrage over this because a significant amount of time had passed and there were no charges, you know, made. I suspect or hope that that they were just brewing for a long time. They were trying to get, you know, they were trying to get the charges put together and figure out if they were actually going to go through with it. You know, I think, they now said
reading
the
this story
Hunting
again
says
this
they will
morning.
not make the use
That
of
guy,
neck guards
that's
mandatory,
murder. It was
but will
murder.
strongly encourage
Maybe
players and
manslaughter.
officials to
Maybe he
wear
didn't
them
mean to kill him.
following the incident. I mean, you could probably just tell people not to kick people, but the sad part about this case is that it's my opinion that the only reason we got charges in this case was because of the public outrage. That was the only reason that they actually charged him. You know, I think that they were happy to let this just go as a quote unquote accident. To me, it was definitely not an accident to kick him at minimum. Now, there are people out there that say, oh no, he definitely ended up he meant to kick him in the neck, this, that, and the other thing. I guess maybe you have some insider information that I don't have. And it's possible that there's more information out there that would prove it. But it's still manslaughter and he should still do time for it. Unfortunately, a man lost his life. So there has to be a penalty for that. I don't care if you meant for it to happen. If you didn't kick him, it's not like it was, how do I put this? It's not like it was a football game where it was like a actual contact injury or like a check and hockey. It's not like he checked him and something weird happened and his neck got pinned against something else and he didn't survive it. That's within the boundaries of the game. But that's not what happened. This guy, it was a non game type injury. He meant to kick him very clearly. And that has to have a price. That has to have charges. That's just the way it is. Doesn't matter what the race of these individuals are. That's a crime. Now the media was,
right,
lampooned for running all sorts of interference. I think that our media should just be able to look at it like any one of us and say, well, we can debate whether or not he had some ill intent to end his life, but I think it's pretty clear that he meant to kick him. And so that's a charge. And I think justice has been served here. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. Somebody said I'm trying too hard not to appear racist. Well, I don't agree with that. I think that I'm just trying to counter a lot of the race bait around it. I mean, there was definitely a lot of race bait around this. Like, oh yeah, because he's black, let's just remove all context and say that it was murder and all this kind of stuff. There is absolutely no evidence that he intended to kill him. Okay. I'm not saying
you haven't
that he
seen
shouldn't
it.
be charged with manslaughter. I am saying he should be charged
those
with
two had been beefing a long time.
Hypothesis: at least hockey players didn't Rochambeau each other.
Hey, Claiborne.
Look at all the stuff they wear. They should wear a $30 neck guard. Yeah. Well, manslaughter can be voluntary. Is that true? So then, I mean, if voluntary manslaughter, how would you argue that then? State treasurer, boozer, and the distress institution higher learning. Okay, I'll take a look. So essentially, if you actually didn't see this, there was a hockey player who, tried to kick or allegedly, kick another hockey player, ended up slashing his throat wide open on the ice, like blood pouring out. He died right there. And it became kind of a political hotbed, a political, massive political kind of issue. Oh, voluntary manslaughter would be that you meant to harm them but not kill them. Yeah, I mean, this is, again, it'd be one thing if he checked him into the glass and he broke his neck or something like that. That's not what happened. That was outside of the bounds of the game. That'd be like in a football game if after the play, after the play was over, you kick somebody in the neck and it collapsed their larynx and they died. Like, that's a crime, you know? What's up with your camera? What's wrong? What is up with my camera? A couple people have said something about it. What's going on? Looks fine to me. In other words, my wife introduced me to pro hockey. Blackhawks rebuild got me hyped up. If Wisconsin got an NHL team, what should the name be? I mean, hey, the Badgers are ranked #1 right now in college hockey. I wish Wisconsin had a hockey team, but we wouldn't have enough people to support it. I don't know. I would hope it would be cool. Oh, your head is out of frame. That's normal, though. There, is that better?
Oh, my stomach feels like shit. Sorry.
Is anybody noticing this weird cringe push for Nikki Haley? There's this article. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon has held private talks with Nikki Haley because he thinks
warmonger.
She's the only candidate that can save the economy. Are you kidding me? Like,
what happened?
What? I don't understand. What you're seeing here is like
detained by the health worker
is like in full effect. 1080p looking fresh as fuck, boy. Yeah. Is there anybody that genuinely likes Nikki Haley? I don't understand. I don't understand. She seems, sorry, ladies and families out there, but I've got to use the word. She seems like a cunt. Like a warmongering pig. A swamp monster. Yeah. She's like Dick Cheney. You know, there is nothing to like about that woman. And like, and then it wasn't even like, so there's this Daily Mail with JP Morgan or whatever. And then they had the New York Post ran an article the other day that said something like, quit being so tall, you're messing up the show. Yeah, sorry. Like, this woman is awful. She's a twat waffle. Everything about her is garbage. She's muff cabbage. I don't understand. Like, she's like an early 2000s Warhawk Republican. She wants to come back. She wants to come back and bomb brown people. Like, that stuff makes her wet. I don't understand. She is so awful, and it's so weird watching the machine push this broad. Like, seriously. I don't know if she is better than Hillary Clinton, to be honest with you. If I had to choose between them, I would abstain. She's a weirdo, Israel worshiping, Black Vanguard or BlackRock made her rich. How can you not understand why the MIC loves Haley so much? She wants to do exactly what they want a president to do. Yeah, I know. 3 of you in an elevator and you have 1 bullet. Shoot yourself. Yeah, right? I mean, that's... I don't even understand. I don't understand why... I mean, this is all just tripe.
There
is nobody on the planet that is holding
She's talking about it now.
Candle.
Pop in there real quick. Let her know I sent you.
Nikki Haley.
You guys have it?
Nobody. Except the mainstream
Go ahead and
media.
sub to her too. She's only got 280 subs.
So they're trying to get Will Smith to kill himself too. Look at this interview.
You looked at my Instagram, you see the hundreds of celebrities that I've done business with, you know, done things with. And during the latter years of our relationship, Will was not my friend. I was his friend. I was around before they had Trey. Jada was the woman that everybody wanted. And Will needed that validation to have that type of woman.
You saw her say that Will Smith had a small dick?
Oh, I am saying to you, if a woman is used to something the size of a baby leg and you come in with a pinky toe, there's nothing you can do to please her. You can buy her 80 cars, you can get her.
They got this guy out here saying Will Smith has a small dick, and then he gets his back blown out by men.
Your picture's in the book and your name is in the book. So you like you're doing some real elegant pimp. I'm blowing you up.
I love that. I love that.
You up.
This is what Jada makes the new people do. And I ain't gonna say new, they probably been there after myself, right? They will make you check into a rehab. And they'll pay for the rehab. Even though you're not on drugs, they're gonna pay for the rehab. And you have to go if you want to work with them. And then I've saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, but I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too. So I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie and they're calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. I'm like, yo, kind of fuck down. Like, I'm trying to find is like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him, murder. It was murder in there.
They're trying to get Will Smith to kill himself. That's what they're trying to do. I don't know if he fucked with if he was with Scientology or something like that, but there is some serious. They're trying to get him to kill himself. You think the black community? You want an inconvenient truth for the woke left? You know, they like to say the black community is like, you know, arm in arm with them on this LGBTQ stuff. It ain't. The black community does not mess with the gay stuff. So look what they're doing to this man. They got this clown shoes out here coming out saying he's got a small penis. Oh, and he's getting railed, absolutely booty blasted by another man. Hypothesis: imagine Hillary versus Nikki in a mud pit for the presidency. Well, I think we all lose then. Logan says, sorry, but I gotta go back to this. People in the comments cheering for coffee brand coffee hockey jerseys launch for the Winter Classic. I mean, that would be cool. I got to admit, I check out how much AUM JP Morgan has. Yeah. I actually don't believe this.
I don't either.
I think this is just, they're trying to get the guy to just
himself.
You know, they're trying to get him to kill himself. That's my opinion. Captain Red says the size of the wiener doesn't matter if you're throwing it down a hallway. Vino says, I wonder if Will has a song from Pulp Fiction playing in the background while Marcellus Wallace is getting it from Zed.
Here we go.
They're doing the Britney Spears thing to him. Let me be clear. I want to be very clear. I don't care if Will Smith is gay. I don't care. Nobody should care. Now, is he Is Jada Pinkett Smith a well, used to be able to say this stuff, but a bundle of sticks hag? You know, she's just there to, you know, make him appear heterosexual, have kids with him, even though he's into men. Okay. Right. Will being gay would kill his support in the black community. This message isn't for white libs. That's what I'm saying. I agree. This is meant to destroy his reputation in the black community. Oh yeah, a beard. That's still allowed, right? This is to destroy his credibility in the black community. And like, what did this guy ever do? What does he know? What did they tell him to do, but that he didn't do?
Yeah, I mean, I can restore it to yesterday. Was it working yesterday?
That's what I'm curious.
Okay. Well,
that's what I'm curious about.
Who edited it last?
What did this man do? What line did he
So
not? What line did he
I'm gonna
cross?
restore it.
What line did he not?
I can go 5:08 p.m. yesterday,
they're
or
just
as
doing
far
this
back
stuff
as
to
11:48 a.m.
The thing is, like, being black and gay.
You guys
is all
didn't have
you
any
need
issues
for
with
a
it last
career
night?
nowadays. Look at that. What's that little Nas X or whatever?
Natisha
the left's
Barney,
little
who's in here
first
yesterday,
puppy,
too.
black guy, gay, forcing satanic symbolism in his shoes, having devil's blood or some crap like that. What does he know about Hillary Clinton?
.508 p.m. or 11:48 a.m. Amy
There's
was
something.
Yeah, Amy was editing it then.
There's something going on. At
Let
least
me
in my
try
opinion.
it. Let me try it. Restore this version. Let's see.
They told him to do something and he didn't do it, or they told him promote this thing and he didn't do it,
Ellie's still logged
or
into
they
it.
told, I don't know.
Okay, so they'll have to get caught up with
I bet you
all
that
the changes
Nas
they
X
made
isn't
after
gay.
that, but it doesn't look like any
I
other
bet you a
changes were
lot of
made
people
after
that
that
pretend to
until
be
this
gay,
morning. when it
particularly the
got
ones that
fucked up.
pretend to be non-binary or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the last saved version.
By the way, this
Was this
stream
morning,
is
and
brought
those are
to you
blank.
by
So I go
the
back
Wellness
to
Company.
yesterday
Did you know
508.
that
It's
close
got
to
stuff on it.
90% of pharmaceuticals in the United States are produced outside the U.S.? So what happens when the next global crisis strikes? Countries clamp down on exports, they stockpile,
Okay. All
the
right.
price of drugs rise, and the
Let me
pharmaceutical
see if I
shelves
can
in America
boot
are
somebody
empty.
out of it temporarily.
That's where the Wellness Company can help. The Wellness Company's
And then
medical emergency kit
can
holds
reconnect
8
to it.
life-saving medications that every American should have in their home. Antibiotics, antivirals, antiparasitics. The kit contains meds
All
you
right.
need, like
Well,
amoxicillin, ivermectin, and Z-Pak. It includes a 22-page guidebook with complete instructions on safe use. From benign tick bites to COVID to extreme bioterror events, every scenario is covered.
Open it up.
These
and
prescription
refresh
kits are in huge demand right now. Head to TWC Health/the quartering and grab yours now. That's TWC Health/the quartering. Code the quartering saves you 10% at checkout. If you have Tylenol, you're going to want this kit on hand. Be safe, be prepared, and stay well. Kits are only available in the United States. Link in the description as well.
Okay. No worries. Yeah, and just from future reference, when you're on the
Will
main
Smith
page,
thing,
if
yeah,
you look
like,
at the little
get
clock, the
filmed
little
with a
clock on
minor
the
just
top
to
there,
prove you're one of us.
next to the pictures, it'll show you all the times it's been saved in the last couple days.
You have to
And you can click on one of those and then
into
click
who they
restore.
are and,
It took
you know,
forever
who's
to
running the
load. I
company,
don't know
who's
why it
making the
takes so long
decisions,
to load.
and are you aligned?
But anyway,
I love that, man. Yeah, because we had Robert Kennedy.
but
Jr.
yeah,
on,
that shows you
and he had a
each
company
version
call, a
that
couple
has been
companies
saved.
Call after that and
You click.
say, yeah, just stuff about him. We're not advertising on this episode. My advertiser's like, you guys need to take the episode down, you know, and and we ended up.
Yeah,
What's wrong
yeah,
with
it wouldn't hurt to. I mean, it wouldn't hurt anytime you edit it just to
Guy's
save
fucking
it.
brilliant.
And I've
It
done
should
this-
be. Let me make sure that it should be set
No,
up to
look,
auto
let me
save.
know.
I don't know why it
Man.
isn't.
Right. I've never met him.
Yeah.
I've only watched
Yeah.
his stuff. And you got this whole Democrat,
see.
Republican, fucking all this crazy bullshit. He's a fucking Democrat.
Yeah.
Right?
But now
I'll
I
look at
hate
it
him
later.
just
I
'cause he
got
doesn't
to
believe-
roll, but
like,
yeah,
He's a
this is working.
Democrat with common sense.
Right.
All right.
Right?
Yep, I'll
He's
open it
like
up
an
later and
old
take a look at
school
it.
Democrat.
Yeah.
And
But
smart guy, whatever. Let me tell you
Me too.
this. Let me fucking tell you this.
all right.
This is America. You can fucking have whoever you want on your podcast. You can do.
This clip is going
Stream Elements
around,
is down
and
right
Dana
now.
White is getting all sorts of cred, but like, you know, he took a Bud Light sponsorship. Him taking the Bud Light sponsorship kind of blows up this whole thing. You know?
Whatever the fuck you want to do. Imagine a sponsor that's sponsoring you, calling you and telling you that you can't have this guy. What sponsor did it? Who was it?
I let me think. And I'm not afraid to name him. I don't know if I remember. I really
All
don't.
right. I don't know if I believe you, but okay.
That's fair.
He doesn't. He does remember. He knows.
But I really don't know if I remember.
Imagine, and this happened to me too. This happened to me. I posted a video for Trump, right,
Mhm.
on my personal social media, and one of our big sponsors called and said, "Take that down." You know what I said? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You vote for whoever you want to vote for, and I'll vote for whoever I want to vote for. That's how this works. I don't even care who you're voting for. It's none of my fucking business. But fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't ever fucking call me and tell me who to vote for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel in fear these days, you know? A lot of people feel in fear that if they don't vote for certain people, they're going to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Hollywood, for
Think
example.
about how fucking crazy that is.
It sounds insane. It sounds just like
Well, it'll keep happening unless more
They
people
let it.
stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
He's right about that. I will say, you know, the Bud Light stuff kind of invalidates a lot of what he's saying there, but the rest of it is all true. Jeremy needs to make it clear to you, Will Smith is actually a creep, whether he's gay or not. He's on camera kissing his son with tongue and forcefully, mind you. Needs to be seen. What?
Yeah, when did that happen? It's nuts.
I never saw that. By the way, Tim Pool said that he will take a Bud Light sponsorship. From what Tim said, makes sense. Hey, I'd take a Bud Light sponsorship too. Bud Light, give me your money. Bud Light can sponsor me, and I'll drink a Bud Light on every show. I'd say like $3 million a year or something like that. Fine by me. Fine by me. I'd sell out. I'd sell it for $3 million. I don't think a lot of people understand how much money that is.
Thanks, Unindoctrinated. Hey, if you can, check out Mountain Girl. She just got illegally detained by a healthcare worker. Pop in there for us, please.
I'll yeah. I gotta do the. I'm not butt chugging it though. Marvel Studios in big trouble. So if you've been following this, if you've been following the crash of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it didn't just happen this week. It's been happening for a significant amount of time. That said, the Marvel's release and subsequent massive flop at the box office has brought a harsh reality to Marvel that they probably weren't ready to accept yet. And now they're getting absolutely crushed, being called absolute liars over some new marketing where they essentially said that the Marvels was the #1 movie in America. I mean, I guess perhaps, perhaps, I don't know by what definition, you would, in what scenario you would say that, but I guess, and they're getting absolutely crushed for it. Marvel accused of lying after claiming the new film, The Marvels, is the #1 movie in the world, despite box office bomb making just 47 million, the lowest MCU opening of all time. I mean, this has a lot of smartest kid on the short bus vibes. It's got a lot of that. The Marvels debuted this weekend with record low profits at the box office. MCU film earned just 47 million domestically, which is the lowest franchise opening of all time. However, Avengers Endgame earned almost 10 times as much, with a whopping 357 million during its opening weekend and 3.5 years ago. In spite of this, Marvel decided to remain optimistic with this promotion, so they put this out. The Marvels have arrived. Don't miss the #1 movie in the world. Now playing in theaters everywhere. Get tickets now.
Okay. I'm going to go over it.
Fans were quick to protest Marvel's declaration, claiming the film was definitely not the #1 movie, and the studio was delusional. Which world? Your own? Because it sure as heck ain't this one user tweeted. #1 movie in the world? I knew that my optician's appointment was long overdue, but thanks for reminding me. A third tweeted, #1 movie in the world? Does this mean I can sue you guys for false advertisement? Others felt that Marvel should be able to claim the #1 spot due to its low box office numbers. #1 movie in the world? I thought this was the lowest opening Marvel movie of any time. Another wrote, the #1 movie in the world is setting the record for the biggest opening flop in the MCU. Fans who've already seen the movie claimed it was boring and the worst Marvel movie. The film was boring and didn't do anything to push the MCU in a good direction. The best thing was the post-credit scene with Beast, one user stated. You guys are kidding, right? Just watch it and it's by far the worst Marvel movie of your history, and I've seen them all. What a shame. I've never been so disappointed. Some disputed that the Marvels isn't the #1 film isn't the #1 film statistically. Currently, Barbie sits at the #1 spot. Meanwhile, the Marvel sits at the number 41 spot. According to Box Office Mojo, Marvel's is ranked 41. You know you lied, and we know you lied. They're not helping. Well, I mean, the #1 movie in the world right now that's available to be seen right now, I suppose that might be true. That might be true, given that there's just, you see, according to Google, the #1 movie at the box office right now is Five Nights at Freddy's, not the Marvels. LOL, a third cited. Because of this, moviegoers are calling Marvel a liar. Technically, Marvel is able to claim that it sat the #1 spot based on last weekend's box office alone. The Marvels made the most out of any movie at the box office that last weekend, even though it was only raked in 47 million, while Five Nights at Freddy's are 9 million on its third weekend. I mean, it is, this is what Marvel has been reduced to. We know that Marvel has many worlds. It has, its multiverse. So perhaps there is some sort of universe in which, it's some sort of universe where it is the #1 movie in the world. I mean, technically it is. But then you have articles, even the Hollywood Reporter. The Marvel Studios taking stock of strategy amid the Marvel meltdown. Excuse me, the Marvel's meltdown. Essentially saying it failed so badly, it's caused them to rethink everything. The anything but marvelous performance of the Marvels is a moment of reckoning for Marvel Studios, the production house that has been the superhero of the box office for much of the past 15 years since Iron Man burst onto the scene in 2008. Over the November 10th through 12th weekend, the Marvels debuted at 46.1 million in North America, the worst opening in history
not available.
of the Marvel Cinematic
I asked her to
Universe,
leave it published,
which was raked in over $30 billion in total. You see, behind the scenes, Marvel Studios and Disney were well aware the Marvels was in trouble long before it ever hit the big screen. There was also the recognition that Feige and his team needed time to take stock of their theatrical tentpoles, telling the Hollywood Reporter on November 8th, Bob Iger said during an earnings call that the Disney movie empire has lost focus because of the emphasis on quantity over quality in the rush to feed Disney Plus under Bob Chapek regime. So, of course, it was
didn't leave
Iger
it.
himself who initiated the push before Chapek's
Yeah,
reign.
I asked her
Feige
to
and his team
leave it
felt
public, and she
that
said she
this
would.
mandate keenly
Because I wanted to go
determined
over
of
it. I'd never
Marvel
actually
movies,
seen what happened.
or to the detriment of Marvel movies. So I say, well, this is what I talked about in
okay,
in
she
a
may
video
be
yesterday.
switching it now.
There's
no.
nothing interesting.
I'm just
or
going to keep
new,
the URL for now, and
about
hopefully she changes
Marvel
it.
movies now.
Or if she
Disney
pops in
has
here.
created a scenario where where Star Wars movies and Marvel movies are viewed the same as toilet paper. There's always someone coming out. It's not an event. It's nothing to be excited for. There's nothing new, nothing exciting. It's just is. It is just this thing that you consume. There's always that's all it is.
What the hell happened to these two?
They don't. There's no
Dude.
point to get excited about them because you can just watch them on Disney Plus whenever you want. The MCU was as big as it was because you couldn't stream the movies in any reasonable way. Now people are realizing that the movies just aren't that good, and you're happy to wait. You know, people are happy to wait, and we've seen how they delayed all these things. A lot of conservatives are taking a victory lap, talking about how, you know, woke, go woke, go broke. But I actually don't agree with that. I mean, I do to a certain degree, meaning Disney and Marvel have gone down this kind of woke, path, pushing forth diversity in the name of for diversity's sake only, and caring a lot less about doing good stories. But the movie, The Marvels, isn't really inherently all that woke, outside of the fact that it's all women actors. I'm not somebody that says, oh, well, just because a movie has all women actors, it's inherently woke. You could look at a movie like Ghostbusters 2016, where the entire, yes, it was an all-female cast, right? But they also didn't have any other tent poles to sell us on the movie. You know, they were like, you have to see Ghostbusters 2016 or you're
Not
a
that, really.
sexist.
That's
In that
funny.
case, I would say it is woke. But inherently, having a woman lead isn't woke.
Man,
In this
still got it
case,
private.
I think the Marvels is, suffering disproportionately because of the decisions that Marvel's made along these roads. You see Gutfeld saying the new flick is courtesy of Disney, who owns the MCU. But the real marvel is how each movie they put out is getting worse and worse. The next superhero should be the incredible shrinking box office because their latest offering, The Marvels, was the worst opening for a Marvel movie ever, even worse than Iron Man versus Little Woman. Oh, they got destroyed in that. Now in this universe, women are as physically strong as men. I'm talking actual women now, not ones with 5 o'clock shadows. But today, entertainment is now secondary to diversity, and every cast must be as colorful as a bag of peanut M&Ms and twice as nutty. That's a good line. The first line wasn't all that good. It's technically, you see, it's a universe according to Disney. Unfortunately, that only universe where this crap is a hit. And it's a universe that more and more audiences find as entertaining as counting liver spots on President Biden's thighs. So as Hollywood numbers drop like Nancy Pelosi's rack on a hot day, they keep trying to get us to see movies with a message. But are they getting ours? Have they finally realized that most of us would rather be dry shaved with a cheese grater than spend $25 being scolded by a virtue signaling cartoon? Apparently not, because The Marvels, Disney has produced a movie so bad it makes Hunter's Coke boogers look like art. I mean, I would say that The Marvels itself is not inherently woke, other than its kind of cringe girl power facade. The problem is everything else around Marvel. The fact that Kamala Khan was even in it was kind of the byproduct of, woke decision making. You even have Polygon saying Captain Marvel should have just been the MCU's first true jock. Representation matters. I mean, everybody is memeing on this film, and I've talked about it before. There is very little of quote unquote the message in this movie. There's a lot of like, use black girl power, like cringe Gen Z
Yeah, that's nuts.
CW superhero writing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if you
But
guys
it's
see her in
not
any
like
chats,
this is
tell
a
her to
movie
make
that
this public again.
pushes
I'm gonna
trans
save the
ideology
URL.
on people, or does anything weird like that.
Here
It's
it is,
just that
guys. I'll
people
drop it
are
one more
checked
time.
out. They don't care anymore about a new Marvel movie because they've been bad for a long time, and they'll just watch it on streaming when they want. The reason movies like Oppenheimer and Barbie did so well is because they were new, fresh, and different. And with obviously with Oppenheimer being kind of an original, and Barbie being Barbie just being Barbie, people went and saw these movies, and it doesn't really matter if people liked them or didn't like them. They were new, fresh, and different, and they weren't and they weren't just the same crap. Like here's a movie with 4 women in the leads. Pay us money. People have, with the inflation and with the economy, people have started to demand a little more quality for their money. And I think that that's completely a fair thing to do. And Marvel trying to spin it and cope as the number 1 movie is perhaps the most hilarious development to date. By the way, the winners from yesterday's stream.
Oh shit.
I have not announced them yet, and I want to put them in the description. The day 6 winners. And then I'm putting the link for the entry state. By the way, if you're watching the stream, I'm giving away $10,000 in prizes this month. For the next 13 days, you can still enter, and 8 winners a day. Things like gaming PC from Meta PCs. All this stuff I'm giving away. All these Legos, a PS5, Asus ROG Ally, a Nintendo Switch OLED, 60 different $70 gift cards, an Xbox Series X, so much stuff. All you have to do is be following me. Ideally, you download the Rumble app and you follow me on there. But all you have to do is be following me. It's very simple. And, I'm opening this the contest to everybody, so you can do it, you can enter here. Okay, I'm going to put the link there. And then I'm going to put the winners in the description too. Day 6 winners. Okay. Here we go. I always like when they're in the chat when I announce them. That's always fun. Okay. Van C. Cade is 1 winner. Grey Wolf 325 is another winner. Fluffy Wound 27. K-Tech 77. B-Sen Kevin. Sandra 2 or Sandrea 2.
Later on in
Comrade Commode. And APAW Lack. That was a winner. Those are the winners from yesterday. Yeah, I know most regulars aren't even entering, and that's cool. I appreciate that, but you definitely, I'm not going to sell your data. I'm not doing anything with your emails. I'm not doing anything weird like that, So you should definitely consider getting there. Also, the link I'm just putting out now in the chat. It's in the description, but it's also in the chat. It's another short one.
I'm talking to you guys.
bit.ly/D7TQG.
All right.
bit.ly/D7. King of Biltong, by the way. Good afternoon from Anton's in Roanoke, Texas. Free shipping on your Biltong using code THEQ, one word, on landofbiltong.com and antonusa.com. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Yeah, thank you. I think we're going to have 120 total winners. So, you're going to have a really good chance of winning. So I'd say throw your name in there. But most importantly, I'm glad that you're here. I want to take a second and say thank you, everyone, for being here. We've been having a really good chance. we've been having great streams, and we have 6,000 people today. Absolutely. This is a write-off. Yeah, cue the write-off jokes. This is absolutely. It's been awesome. Like, it's been awesome having such a nice big crowd here. It's been awesome, like, being able to, promote.
That's what I was doing.
Oh, did I not add it to the? Yeah, it's in the description. It's just not a clickable link. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it works. I keep putting the link in the chat. The mods are putting it in there. You have no excuses. I'm also saying it bit.ly/D as in donkey.
Hey, Oklahoma.
7TQG. Okay, now we have lots more to talk about, friends. It's an absolutely monster day of news. Monstrous day. The write-offs. Yeah, sensible. Yeah. It's all about the write-offs. That's what, like, the write-offs are what make it all worth it at the end of the day for me. Like, it's just so great getting all those sweet tax write-offs. Every time someone enters, it's another tax write-off for me. Enter early, enter often. Night Ninja says, well, it means a lot, Jeremy, that at least you saw my comment letting you know about how Will Smith is abusing his son. It's really heartbreaking. Yeah, I saw you posted the link. I copied it. I'll have to check it off. I'll have to check it out. There's been a deluge of entertainment news. I've been pretty happy. Real Chads just don't pay any of their taxes. That's true. Oh, look at Resistance is telling me the link works. Yeah. Dude, you need to pick my name because it's easy to say. I just Rafflecopter randomly picks them. By the way, if you want to be in the locals chat too, here's a link for that. Get in there. Jack Deckler, don't believe him, folks. This costs him nothing as it's a tax write-off. It's free money. In fact, the government pays him more than he gives us. Honest. Would I lie? Yeah, it's all part of my scheme. Night Ninja says, I've always been praying for you, Jeremy. I know this isn't about write-offs, whether I win or not. God bless you. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's all part of my secret write-off scam. Yeah, locals. If you join the locals chat, which I'm linking in the chat right now, that's also another write-off. Can I verify your name is getting entered? I'm having to do it weird because of a busted keyboard. There's 3,000 people a day that enter. If you get a confirmation or an email or something like that, you're probably good. Real Secrets, Jeremy's on the payroll for Mug Club. I wish. Jeremy cheats at darts. No, I'd have better average if I cheated at darts. By the way, my dart team and my bowling team are both in first place. Oh, Heather says you will get an email when you enter, so you'll see, so you'll know. Hashtag write-off stream. Yeah, that's right. Everything on this stream is a write-off. We lost 500 people now that I gave out the link. That's sad. I should get a list of the people that immediately bail once I get out the link and disqualify them. I mean, that'd be... The only reason he plays darts is because it's a write-off. Don't tell people that. A lot of people a lot of people use my height as I don't know if you're supposed to get an email every time you enter, but you're getting entered, I assure you. People don't like that I'm so tall and long. So a lot of times most people are just like saying it jokingly, you know, but like I'm 6'5", and so when you play darts, like, you know, I'm like on the line, and I can also reach pretty far ahead. What's my bowling average? I think it's like 175 or 180. It depends. Last week I bowled pretty good. I don't Jeremy, the link in the chat was for day 6. Today is day 7. No, it isn't. The link in the chat is for day 7. I posted it myself. No link in the Rumble description. Wrong. It's there. There's a link again. Again, every time I get a deluge of people saying it's not working, I go and check, which I'm going to do right now. We got to get back to the stories. I'm going to go check right now, and there's already 1,000 people entered. So the link is good. Oh, it said day 6 because those are the day 6 winners. Day 6 winners. Oh, I see what you mean. In the actual thing, it does say day 6. Because I just copy pasted it. There, day 7. I'll change it. There we go. I get what you mean now. It should say day 7. It doesn't matter. I got your I got your entries, but
yeah.
Let me see. Installation, setup, day 7 qualifiers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nickname, day 7 qualifiers. Okay. There you go. I get what you mean. No, that wasn't a troll. That was actual. I did actually have a typo. Okay. All right. No, it wasn't a troll. Like it really did, you know. Okay, so let's talk let's talk about some more news. Now, most people, many people, kind of understand that Rachel Zegler might be the least likable fake Hollywood star in history. A lot of people didn't like Brie Larson early on based on some interviews she did where she had indicated that she doesn't care about what a 40-year-old white guy has to say about
for me to start sending
her movie.
folks out early
but
next
Rachel
week.
Zegler is far more unlikable.
Want to set something up?
She has
so
2
we can come in
movies
and have you update your info
under her belt. The first being West Side Story, which lost
do
$200
you want
plus
to do it
million.
this week, or do you want to do it like Monday?
The second movie she has is the
I
Snow
got
White,
one person coming in.
which
I know
was soundly
tomorrow.
rejected by fans.
Already,
she was
they're saying they're
absolutely
gonna get
crushed
real
after
busy
doing
again,
some
so.
extremely entitled interviews. And the third movie she did, which is actually coming out this weekend, I know you probably don't know that because nobody cares about the Hunger Games anymore.
Okay, just make sure you bring your up-to-date
Hunger
ID
Games
and stuff, and we'll go
prequel.
from there.
A prequel for Hunger Games. And it has set an all-time record for the Hunger Games. You might be surprised to know. What is that record? Well, it is in fact the worst rated Hunger Games movie in history. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 total Hunger Games movies, and hers is dead last. Now, the critic scores actually aren't that bad. We're going to take a look at some of it. 67% isn't like anything to sneeze at. But if you also look, the Hunger Games original had an 81% audience score, then an 89, then it dropped to 71, 66, and presumably this film will continue that trend and have an even lower. So every movie has essentially dropped with the critic scores, and now the audience score is also dropping. The Hunger Games and the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes Rotten Tomato score is here, and it sets an undesirable new record for the franchise. Directed by franchise veteran Francis Lawrence, who has helmed every Hunger Games movie so far, the upcoming film follows a young don't care and his relationship with Rachel Zegler during the 10th iteration of the games. Now, ahead of the Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes release date, Rotten Tomatoes has unveiled the film's critic score to be a 67% at the time of this writing. With only 46 reviews, this score is likely to fluctuate, but at the moment, it's the lowest rated movie in the franchise, falling short of The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 and The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 over time. And it since then has dropped now to 66. I truly suspect that it will continue to drop. That it will continue to get worse and worse and worse. 50 reviews is not very many. If you look at the Marvels, for example, I think it's in the several hundreds by now. And that score generally, it's about to go rotten. It's at a 61. It's only 2 percentage points away from going rotten. That could be pretty spicy. You know, the Marvels with 290 reviews is at a 61, just teetering on going rotten. And, you know, coincidentally, I'm sure these things are completely unrelated. Only 1,000 quote unquote verified reviews. This is one of the scummy things Rotten Tomatoes does. I'll show you. If you actually click on the score, they only let through 1,000 quote unquote verified reviews, which generally means that these are probably like hand-picked. If you go to all audience, it drops all the way down to a 72. If you look at all critics, it's at a 61. But if you look at top critics, it drops all the way down to a 43%. Certified rotten by a significant margin. Now, if we look at this, we look at top critics, again, top critics give this a 42%. So I think it's safe to say that, you know, this movie is very poor. And we also saw that expose that came out this past summer where film companies were essentially stuffing the Rotten Tomato reviews, even though, you know, they were out there calling all of us trolls and misogynists and bots and things of that nature just for not liking the films, right? Just for not liking them. They were calling us all sorts of heinous things. They apparently were stuffing the ballots themselves too. You know, like 8 Reasons Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes reviews are so mixed. Even the Hollywood Reporter, which is a shill agency for Hollywood, put out the Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes review. Jennifer Lawrence is sorely missed in dour prequel, short on excitement. Now, this is a movie that has a roughly $100 million budget. Now, we know that Hollywood is rolling back their budgets because people just, quite frankly, are not going out and seeing movies as often. They're just not. If you look at Box Office Pro, this is their long-range box office forecast for the movie. It might actually be okay. It still kind of depends. They have a 3-day opening range right now between 38 and 50 million. If it's in the middle, you know, and it has a, you know, $42-43 million opening, they are predicting a domestic total of just 97 million to 157 million. So you end up with a situation where if the budget's 100 million, the marketing's another 100 million, the movie needs to make 300 to 400 million at the box office to break even. It's not an impossible number. It's actually not an impossible number. You know, if you look at a lot of these films, hey, Silent Night, isn't that I think that's supposed to be pretty good, isn't it? Isn't that like, that was like an action film. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I mean, this movie also has no competition, right? It comes out this week, Thursday. It's not competing against the Marvels, right? Nobody's going to see the Marvels. This is what we have in Hollywood right now. You know, Kathleen Kennedy's Put a Chick in It and Make a Gay and Lame. We have the Marvels, 4 women stars. We have the Hunger Games, Rachel Zegler. Now, Rachel Zegler is being sold to us as the star of the movie, but it's actually not her. It's Snow. He's the actual star of the movie. But this is how they want to market it, because Hollywood thinks everybody wants, a strong independent woman who don't need no man. Well, I would predict that the movie will make in the low 40 millions, and its domestic total will be in the low 100 to 120 million, meaning that, if I don't know what the rule of thumb is for, including the global box office, but you're going to have, let's say 300 million total. I would say they're probably, again, remember, if 300 million at the box office, that means 150 million goes back to the film company, goes back to Lionsgate, and 150 million stays with the actual, makers of the film. I'm sorry, the expos, the AMC theaters, Marcus theaters, they keep half. So if it makes 300 million at the box office, that means they keep 150 million. They have $100 million budget, another 100 million set aside for marketing. I guess if they trim the marketing budget and they only spend 60 million, they might break even.
I was fucking exhausted.
They might break even
if they get to
in the
middle of the night.
If they get to 300 million in the global box office, which I don't think it will. I think this score will continue to go down. Game. It's at 60. It snuck back up to 67. If that's in the low 60s again with top critics, it's overwhelmingly, bad in a surprising and unique way. They had a few laughs, some stylish outfits, but this is unfortunately a shallow prequel, one which fails to breathe new life into the Hunger Games franchise. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes squanders a potentially rich premise. The rote affair would deserve the designation of for fans only, if at best. All elements that made the Hunger Games a success are there. Dark political metaphors, horrifying dystopian premise, beautiful actors to make the whole bitter pill easier to swallow. But Songbirds and Snakes feels simply like a rehash. It's just a cash in. They just want to, make their money. They don't want to produce anything new. They don't want to go out there and, give anybody anything new to be excited about. And we've shown as viewers, as customers, that we will go support something new. Like we get it. We will go see Oppenheimer. We'll go see Barbie. We'll go see Five Nights at Freddy's. We'll go see the Top Gun Maverick, which was a sequel, to be honest with you. But it was good. It was actually a good movie. So it's going to be, record low reviews, probably not going to do well. The movie comes out in just 3 days. So this Friday, we'll have to see. But I mean, Hollywood gets these weird obsessions with like a small group of actors and actresses, and they're going to ride them into the ground. I'm fine with that. I personally have, even if I were interested in the Hunger Games movie, I'm not going to give my money to support Rachel Zegler. And I think there are a lot of people who would agree with that. There's a lot of people that do that. And we're going to see probably another box office complete failure. We'll have to see as it gets closer to Friday. But I'm here definitely to track and highlight the downfall of yet another woke weirdo from Hollywood in Rachel Zegler. Can't wait to see how much money they lose on Snow White, too.
Bonus.
That movie has $330 million already sunk into its budget. That movie has to make $1 billion. They have to make $1 billion on Snow White, and everybody hates the main character already. I suspect that Rachel Zegler will stop getting put in movies relatively soon, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see. By the way, shout out to everyone who's hanging out and still here.
Okay, I'm back.
We've got a few more topics out there, but I do want to, if you're here, and you want to, take part in, the giveaway, or you just want to, participate, support the channel. All I ever ask is that you create an account here on Rumble, you get involved in the live chat, and then you click that follow button. I think that we're getting close to 180,000 followers, which is just, awesome.
Hey,
We have
I'm getting close to
179,649. So if there's
153
400 people out there right now that
followers
aren't following the
Rumble.
channel, we could get to 180,000, which would be awesome.
Hyro
That's all I
even
want.
came in there
Follow the
yesterday.
channel, get involved in the live chat, because I like reading the chat, and I read. You don't have to Rumble rant for me to read your chats. It's up on my screen. It's actually straight in front of me, so I'm always reading what you say. If you want to be, if you're in a position to, the next best way to support, and I hope that you'll consider doing it, is right below this video. You'll see a join button. It's $5 a month, but you get access. You get direct access to me, so you can message me and send me stuff, send me stories, stuff like that.
I mean, I can broadcast on locals too.
Also,
but
you get access to the locals only chat.
I don't have
which
enough
is going on
followers
during every live stream. You also
even
get
set up.
access to the locals only live streams,
So
which I did
it's
one
there on mine
yesterday,
too, but
and
I
I'll do
don't
another one
recommend
on
it 'cause you're not gonna
Thursday.
get any
So I'm
content
really,
on there.
really hoping that
So
if you're in a position to,
I'm able to stream
you'll
for
click
longer
that
than
join
15
button
minutes
right here.
or half hour or something like that.
It goes a mile. It takes a lot of people, not just me, to make this show run. It's me. It's my two video editors, Al and Steven. It's my graphics designer, Ben. And we'd love to interact with you on locals. Click the join button, then click support. It's $5 a month. It's the price of a cup of coffee. And then join the locals chat and go say hi. I try not to hard sell it too much, but I do mention it every day because it really matters. It goes miles and miles and miles to support, and it's the best way to get a hold of me. It's the best way to interact with my community.
It's not private
People were
anymore.
sharing like pumpkin pie recipes the other day, so you get access to the hardcore fans and like-minded people, and also myself too. So if you get a chance. Wait, got here a little late. I never win anything. You won today, dude. I think you won today, bro. And also, by the way, we started the gift boxes at Coffee Brand Coffee. I know it's early. A lot of you wait to buy your Christmas presents, and that's fine. But I'm telling you, our Coffee Brand Coffee gift boxes sell out every year. And it's already the November 14th. If you pick up your gift box now, you can use promo code EARLYBIRD and you can get it. And we have some pre-built ones. We also have the ability to customize them. We have all sorts: peppermint bark, dark chocolate covered espresso beans, chocolate covered sunflower seeds, kettle corn, chocolate covered pretzels, 12 different organic teas, 4 real cacao cocos, about 30 different coffees, all available in whole bean and ground. If you want to make sure you get yours, and you'll also, I don't even put them on sale. That's how well they sell. I normally do promo codes and stuff like that. I don't even have to put them on sale. So here's the link: coffeebrandcoffee.com/pages/gift boxes, or you can just go to the main page and get your, start. And a lot of things, if you go to the customized thing, it's actually really kind of fun to do. It's really easy. And you pick, if you want coffee, you pick regular coffee, you pick flavored coffee, you can pick cocoa, tea. You can go to our premium, look at all the premium candies and snacks we have that you can add: the kettle corn, peppermint bark, chocolate covered sunflower. So you can just add what you want to the box. Then you can add some cocos, for example. You can add your peppermint cocoa here. You can add, signature coffee. Then again, you get to choose which option. Do you want whole bean or do you want ground? So you can go there, add ground, and build your box. It's really easy. So make sure to get that picked up today too. My wife said it's pretty rich. What's pretty rich? And if you don't want to buy anything, or
Matthew,
can't buy anything, I'm just glad you're here. I would never, ever, ever, demand or expect that. Rumble fixing. What did Rumble do to the live chat? So go check that out. I've got another funny story for you. Hey there, friends. Today we've got another friend from the Bible.
Hannibal?
Hell yeah. Yeah, if you're a business, you could buy my coffee as a business write-off. How many times must we teach you this, old man? We've got perhaps the most hilarious race swap to date. This via Netflix, as well as Dune director. We've got two, not one, but two hilarious race swaps getting absolutely devastated, crushed by the fans out there. I want to start first with my favorite, Hannibal. Hannibal will now be played by Denzel Washington. I am not kidding.
Wasn't he a
Hannibal.
Mongol?
Now, we're talking about not Hannibal, the Hannibal Lecter. We're talking about Roman history, Roman Republic. A man that was very white. Hannibal, of course, was a well documented figure in Roman history. Back in 2018 or 218 BC, Hannibal went after Sanctum, an ally of Rome in Hispania, speaking the all this kind of stuff. This is a real individual. Okay, a real individual who was really white. And they will now be played by Denzel Washington. Netflix announces Denzel Washington and director
Every time I think
Anton
Netflix is starting to get it right again.
from
they
Training
do
Day and
some shit like
Equalizer
this.
are teaming up to tell the story of Hannibal. Regarded as one of the greatest military commanders in history, the film will cover the pivotal battles he led against the Roman Republic, coming soon to Netflix. I've got nothing but love for Denzel Washington. In fact, Denzel is not even a dude that Denzel is not even like a dude that takes part in the woke nonsense that is Hollywood. I believe he's had a few kind of sweet moments in the past where he did he kind of rejects a lot of that stuff. Let's look at the replies. You did the meme again. Here's Salty Cracker with 1,000 likes. I did the Ryan Gosling as Black Panther. Again, at least with Black Panther, you have an actual, it's a fictional character, okay? But this individual was a real individual. You have D-Day Cobra here with Elon Musk presented by Netflix, where Elon is, of course, a black man. I can't wait to see who they cast as Hannibal. Definitely a white person. Hannibal was white. Put a chick in it. Make her lame and gay. People say, I love Denzel, one of the last actors worth respecting. That being said, Hannibal was not a black man. Hannibal was white, though. Netflix paying bots to comment on this. Netflix doubling down on male Cleopatra, blackface Hannibal. I mean, everybody just absolutely crushing him. Are crushing Netflix. And again, look, Denzel took the role. I have every confidence that Denzel is probably actually a fan of this dude, and he's probably actually excited for the role, and things of that nature. You see Matt Walsh, we are 2 years away from Abe Lincoln biopic starring Lawrence Fishburne. I mean, I mean Jack Posobiec, who are they going to cast as Hannibal's elephant? Leslie Jones. You see Hotep Jesus enjoying it. So
yeah, that's still Mediterranean.
Well, it's
that's
Denzel
not
Washington.
black.
LOL. Jack Posobiec
Matthew.
again. Wall Street Silver. Which role is Denzel Washington playing? I mean, it's just this will launch 1,000 YouTube videos. I don't know, maybe one, probably just one. The BBC has been, love Denzel, but for the love of God, Hannibal was white. This movie was in development hell for decades, along with Glover's Toussaint film. In before the Eurocentric bombard this film, even though coins from the era depict him as a black man. Watch they show these Roman busts, which he was whitewashed. What? What? I'm pretty sure he's white. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. If you're looking at a coin, I don't really know how you could tell the race of somebody on a coin. I don't really. I mean, what? Pretty sure this guy was white. And then if you thought that was bad, I've got even more for you. I've got even more hilarious for you. Dennis Villeneuve Universe tweets. Now, Dennis Villeneuve, the guy from Dune and many other productions that you may or may not like, his next film will be Cleopatra, with Zendaya set to star as the character. I didn't know Zendaya was Greek. Now, this is one thing that modern Hollywood and woke, kind of like the wokies, they've really been fighting for Cleopatra for a very long time. There's a lot of people who keep arguing that, well, Cleopatra was black
cheese,
and this, that,
Jared.
and the other thing.
It sounds delicious.
No. She's Greek, right? I don't even understand how this happens. Timothy Chalamet has been offered the role of Octavius, and Daniel Craig is being sought to play Caesar. Filming is being eyed for late 2024. Let's see how this is reacting. They did say that she wasn't very pretty, so accurate there, but she was also Greek and apparently sexy, which Zendaya clearly isn't. You've chosen to make a film about a woman whose occupying elite family led to the last vestiges of the Egyptian power in the region, rather than, say, Ramses or Amenhotep III, the greatest leaders in Egyptian history, or even, I don't know. Why did you choose the strong women's trope, which nobody cares about? Did a Greek actress not audition for this role? Cleopatra is Greek. How many Greek actresses did they overlook for this? I mean, it's like they're just doing it on purpose. You see, Cleopatra was 100% Macedonian, as every single piece of relevant history describes clearly and irrefutable. Why is she being played by a racially ambiguous person? She should be white with blue eyes. Cleopatra was a white Greek woman. Picking an unattractive brown girl doesn't seem like the right choice. I do like how people are also taking the opportunity to call her ugly. That seems to be like a common trope. Like, there's a lot of people that also seem to be calling her ugly. Not watching, please no, Dennis, I'm begging you. She's not remotely Greek. This is a fraud, and we're not watching. I mean, I don't even understand. Cleopatra was Greek. I mean, I don't understand. Again, Zendaya is the same thing. Another, it's the era of the racially ambiguous person. Like, they get all these roles. Nina Finney. So Gal Gadot, Cleopatra isn't a thing anymore. Also, were there no Greek actresses available? I quote tweeted it with, of course, the Eric Cartman thing. It just keeps happening. You are attracted to Zendaya. Yeah, people keep saying she's hot. I don't think she's hot. Cleopatra was not black. Stop trying to blackwash history. Make up fiction and use half-black actresses. Cleopatra is a historical figure who we know was Greek. That's two major, figures that are being erased and blackwashed. Now, they would never do this to historical black characters, right? I personally don't care, because this is a film that
didn't
is
care. Why
going
are you
to
making a
tank.
video
Now,
about
I
it,
guess it's for Netflix, so they don't have
Jeremy?
to worry about making money. But I don't really understand what Cleopatra was light-skinned, red-haired Macedonian woman. She was not black, not half black, not even quarter black. Macedonian royals did not mix with commoners or slaves in the regions they conquered. They were strict standards on homogeneity and nobility. It's not even like it's not even one of those things where it's like it's up for debate. This is again not up for debate. And I don't understand what the point of you see, don't get me wrong, Zendaya is wonderful, but why couldn't you cast someone of Greek or Egyptian? Why is it always got to be Zendaya? It's because Hollywood gets obsessed with like a small group of weirdo actresses and actors, and they cram them into everything. I just replies are all blue check mark white supremacists absolutely frothing at their mouths. Okay, well, I hope the black community can support this movie. All right, that's just what's going to happen, right? Okay, how's the strong independent whammon community supporting the Marvels? Hopefully, the black community comes out to support this movie then, and you'd better not blame white people. You don't get to blame white people for not seeing this crap. That's just quite frankly that's it. You want to play that role, then you better show up. You better show up, and you better bring your whole family, and you better see it a couple times. I don't even understand it. I don't. They're both garbage actors, and they're both not good looking, and they're both not historically accurate. The Denzel one is hilarious. The Cleopatra one is also hilarious. Let it all crumble. That's it. Let Hollywood crumble. That's my take. That's screw it. That's all. I don't, they can keep cramming this stuff down our throats and tell us to like it. I'm not going to see it. It's going to keep flopping. They can keep flailing and calling us racist or sexist or homophobic
That would be awesome,
or
Matthew.
xenophobic or whatever. They can do all that shit. That's fine.
Imagine his head exploding over that.
They can do all of that. That's fine. It's not going to
Pigs Under
bother me.
Pressure's live too,
I'm not going to
but
see your black
not
Hannibal
Hannibal,
movie,
yeah.
and I'm not going to see your black Cleopatra movie. Hopefully, you have enough people out there who can. Hopefully you have enough people that can support this garbage. I'm not going to. I think that's totally reasonable. By the way, again, I'm very thankful for this video's sponsor, The Wellness Company. Did you know that close to 90% of pharmaceuticals are produced outside the United States? So what happens when the next global crisis strikes? Countries clamp down on exports, they stockpile, the price of drugs rise, and the pharmaceutical shelves in America are empty. That's where the Wellness Company comes in. The Wellness Company's emergency kit holds 8 life-saving medications that every American should have at home. Antibiotics, antivirals, antiparasitics. This kit contains things you need like amoxicillin, ivermectin, and Z-Paks. It includes a 22-page guidebook with complete instructions on safe use. From benign tick bites to COVID to extreme bioterror events, every scenario is covered. These prescription kits are in huge demand right now, so head on over to twc.health/thecording and grab yours now. And that's twc.health, link in the chat too. Code the quartering to save 10% at checkout. If you have Tylenol, you want to have this kit on hand. Be safe, be prepared, stay well. Yeah, it seems good to have that kind of stuff around, huh? Links also in the description of the video. That, of course, wraps up our Tuesday show. I've got darts tonight, so prepare yourself for drunk tweets. I'm going to be working hard at promoting my gift boxes for Coffee Brand Coffee.
All right.
That, of course,
We're going to cut
is
him off. We're
also...
going to watch this one real quick first.
It seems like the tyrants of the law.
Oh, no longer available. What the hell? What happened? It's cached. Huh. Wonder why this got taken down. Oh, it cached the whole video. Download unavailable. Huh. What happened? Weird. Did he catch a strike or something? Well, we got this as well. This finally came out of private. We're going to play this at 1.5 till we get to, she starts at a post office, and then I guess at the health department is where she runs into issues.
Post office. How's everybody doing? I am like, my heart is pounding. I've never done a live. I figured, hey, what the hell, right? So this is a little bit.
Oops.
Oh, is Oklahoma here too, really? Oh my God. This is so cool. I got 9 people, really? Oh my God. This is cool. Okay. I'm gonna head into the post office.
Oh, just
boy.
reading this. I don't want this.
Northwoods Press, hey baby. So, last time I came in here, I asked them if they had their poster 7. They said they did. And is this, I'm not sure if that's it or not, but I will see. Oh, look at all these people in here. Oklahoma, hug face. Hey people, I'd say that's it. Oh boy, now I can't get it up there. Oh, okay, that's good. So this is our little post office. Not much to it. It's pretty tiny. I can barely see chat, so. I love all you guys. Thanks for being here. Oh, C4 T Attack. Hello. Lady Justice. Hello. Yep, this is our little drop boxes.
Huh. Wonder what happened to Here's the Deal's video.
Our post office hours. Not much to it. The rewards thing, I don't know if you can see it or not. Isn't this something? Look, about 13 people in here. This is amazing. My hand's shaking, sorry. Pretty cool. This little tiny post office. They're doing the mail now, I think. So, let's go in and check them out. All the little pamphlets and whatnot. All those. Bear with me, it is my first time. I'm a virgin at this. Anon Mouse, how are you? Christy, how are you? Good, how are you? Good. I'm just doing a live stream here. Checking out post office. Poster 7. Was that was the one that I had. Okay, I was right. I put it back up, but it's not up very well. Sorry.
Oh, I gotta fix it now because you fumbled with it.
I know.
Oh, Laura, what am I gonna do with you?
I don't know. So, has it been busy here today?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got the mail out so I can get my mail today?
It's there, yeah.
It's going cool
Yeah.
beans, cool beans.
Yeah.
So you guys are good and ready to go. You got poster 7 up,
Yeah.
certificates up, passport fees.
Yeah. That is all about it.
You guys are doing good.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, thank you.
Hey.
I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too, hon. I know. It's cold outside. It's like 32 degrees. I can't see chat very well. I gotta get the mail out of my box if I remembered my keys. I don't know. I think I left them in the truck. Okay, hold on just a second. I gotta go back. Christy, I need you again. I forgot my keys.
Shame on you.
I know. I know. They know me here, so they remember. Nancy Drew, how are ya? Oklahoma, Outlaw Audits, Jen Wow, Northwoods Press in the house, JV News.
Oh, looks like you got a package.
Oh, goody.
Oh,
I'll let you get it if you want. Thank you. And there's some new people in here I don't recognize. H. Fred. Lawless. Oh, sheesh. How are you, Lawless? In a world where New Hampshire Mountain Girl goes live. Maria. Thank you very much. You too. Okay. That's it for the post office people. They done good. Again, there's their poster 7. A little flimsy, but hey, they got it up. So, how am I doing, everybody? Am I doing okay for my first one? Stay live. Okay. This is our traffic. Sean Little, how you doing? Check out the library. Well, if it's open, I will. Let me go put the mail away. Congrats. Thank you, Maria. Nancy Drew. Brandon Mitchell in the house. My goodness. I feel special today. There's my keys I left in here. Bear, you sit tight, okay? I love you. I'll be right back.
Sure.
I was wondering, my card got locked up because I think
I guess I'll walk over today.
when I called
You can see the nice
to try to check it,
town of Groveton.
balance. I think I
New
checked too many
Hampshire.
times because it wouldn't take a number for some reason.
Ay,
like
ay,
my
ay.
security
Who else we
number
got? I
on the
can't
back.
believe True North
I wouldn't take
Transparency
it for
is
some
in
reason.
the
So then I
house. Whoa.
talked to customer service and
That's
she
pretty cool.
unlocked it. And then now it's locked again
Oh my gosh.
because it's declining when it
thanks,
has money
True
on it.
North. This is crazy. This is crazy.
I mean, I can give
Okay.
you a replacement
Library
card, but that's
The
generally
library
only
is
done when
open.
it's lost or stolen. I
Okay.
don't think it's the card
Here we
itself
go.
that the issue is. I think
It's open till 5.
Because there's
Is
money
there some-
on it, it won't even,
No
it
smoking
won't let me
inside
take it
or
out,
out.
it won't let me.
are you using the app or are you just
Smile,
calling
you're
in
on
each time?
camera.
No,
So
now
are you.
I
Whenever
was
you're
just
checking
trying to
your
order
balance.
something today and
Here
wouldn't let me
we
do
go.
that. It declined it. Then I went to the store
Let
and it
us
declined
know.
it at the
Being
store, me
watched.
trying to use it.
Hmm.
And it won't let me use it whatsoever.
These
And I
cool
know there's money
things.
on it.
Okay, I mean, yeah, like I said,
Town of Northumberland,
unfortunately,
proposed
I don't,
meetings.
I can't, the only thing I do is I identify your card number as the direct deposit location. Once it's sent to them, it's up to Rapid to
So
resolve it.
if you gave me a replacement card,
guys
could
bored
I
yet?
use it right away?
You'd still have to cut, if the one you have right now is locked, it's probably not even gonna let you transfer it to the replacement card, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking.
Because I was even trying to do that.
It sounded like, I mean, do you think someone else may be calling in or trying to use?
Nice books in here.
Have you made any online payments with it or something like that?
Women.
I've made a couple.
Beady.
Well, I mean, that's, my wife, once in a while, I have to replace my cards because,
Yeah.
you know, she'll make a
Way back in the
purchase
day.
and click on something wrong and
Yeah.
somehow the number
Forgive me,
gets
I can't
out.
really see too much.
I mean, that's my only
Chat.
thought.
There
Maybe
you go.
whenever you try
Wow,
calling
nice to
customer
see
service again and explain to them, why, ask
Somebody
them,
said
why
hello to
is this
Sable.
happening?
Sable's in the house. Yay.
I know it's, you're not
The only
speaking to
thing
anyone
I'm-
that where English is
Yeah.
their first language.
The only online purchase I made was like on my
Oh
Switch.
my
and-
goodness, this
and
is
like
crazy.
That
22
should
It doesn't
matter.
put
This is
really
crazy. Remember to hit the likes,
number
people.
out there.
22
Keeps
in.
it confidential.
17
Can I help
likes.
you?
Smash that like.
Yeah, here, so you.
Bless you.
What can I do for you?
I was at,
Nice.
Telegraph, but it just got go.
Okay, yeah, they say it's temporary. I mean, they're about to get busy again, but and until they get the order prepped up and ready to go, these guys are humping now because they're getting ready for it.
Quite a
So you
small
guys will, it'll be kicking right back in soon.
area for the children.
All right, you're Zachary, right? Or Christopher Wingle. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just got the email from her about it, so. Usually she leaves that up to me to let you guys know. I appreciate her actually just stepping up and doing it. But yeah, that would be my first way to go.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I'll just, what I'll do is I'll call them today.
Call them today, and if we can't get it resolved, we'll try and get it switched. And I'll actually, I do have, the only connection I have is their person that sometimes we have an issue getting them activated for the first time. She's the person that can do that manually. So, if you don't get that resolved by tomorrow, I'll be here.
Okay.
Just come see me at the end of the day, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Check
All right, I
real
appreciate
quick.
it.
Yeah, no worries, brother.
Listen to
Yeah,
you,
man.
I apologize.
You know how long it is?
It's soon. I was already talking to the mix plant manager, and he said they're getting ready to amp up
Does anyone
the
know
mixing next week. So if not,
If Jesse-
next week it'll be the week
Stop
right
it
after.
off.
Well,
Jason
next week's
is now?
Thanksgiving, so I doubt they're going to bring everybody in right before, but right after
Bert,
Thanksgiving, I
nice to
think
see
they
ya.
will. All right. Yeah, sorry, brother. I have no control over that. If I had something else I could send you to in the meantime, here, I'm gonna Monroe, I would, but there's really nothing else here in Monroe.
Okay. Nice. How are you ladies today?
Feeling me.
Good. I'm doing a live. So people is just around the area, around the world to see what our library is like around here. And you are, for my viewers, Ray and Gail. Hi, Gail.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Library. I haven't been in here in a while.
This is the library.
Sorry if I'm shaking people.
So you at the library now? I should have muted me, you guys. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm a rookie too. I'm not feeling all that. Wow, this is long. This is like 2 hours long. I think we're in time and a half. So let's. All went well.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Drove to market. That closed down. Boy, maybe 8 years ago now. St. Francis.
It's cool. Oh, it's church.
Just like to do the oh, hi Sable, I see you now. I just expected to do the post office, but what the hell, right? Okay, so I can go in. I gotta remember all this stuff. Oh, okay, I'm back. Okay, oh Lord. Yeah, door's always locked. But I can still go in, right? I hope. Push the button. I guess I can go out. Okay.
Hello?
Hi. I'm just doing a, I guess they call an audit, just to check out the police station. I've never been in here, so. And you
Is there anything I
are?
can help you with?
Nope, I'm just checking out everything, and I've never been in here before, so.
That's cool.
And you're,
I'm Officer Jenkins. I just got to work, so I'm not in uniform yet, but my name's Brian.
okay, and your badge number?
538. I'm a private
Five.
officer.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Where are you from? Right here?
Yep.
Nice. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Let me
to
know if
meet
you need
you.
anything more.
I will.
I'm gonna close this door, but obviously you're more welcome to film
That's
anything
fine.
outside.
All right, thank you. Oh, Lars in the house.
Oh, sweethearts.
Also, how you guys all doing? Free gun locks? I have quite a few actually.
3 Glock. Oh, gun locks. I thought it said Glocks. I'm like, what?
I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
Policeman's prayer. Yeah.
I am sitting down Northwoods, trying. I'm freezing right now. Wow. 41 in,
Spot.
33 thumbs up. It says here. Don't be Northwoods. You really want me to get arrested, don't you? They won't though. At the police station didn't. I don't think they will here, but God only knows. Okay, there's the hours.
Ooh, Union Bank. She's going in the bank.
No hoods, no hats, no sunglasses. But it doesn't say anything about no cameras. You think it would?
Bank.
Oh, this is our pretty bank.
Oh.
Can see inside. Can't go in, but I can see. Pretty cool. The roll is working. I don't think anybody wants to come out anyway. It's too freaking cold out. Oh, yeah. The sidewalk, I forgot. Okay, I'm on the sidewalk. Okay. There. They still didn't come out, though. No, Izzy, I'm not robbing the bank.
Oh, she doesn't have her.
I'm freezing, though. Sorry, I'm shaking.
Doesn't have her chat replay on.
Oh, gosh, it's cold. All right, let's go around the other way.
You help her turn that on.
Go this way. Back to the truck. I am, like, so cold. I really do appreciate all you guys being here. This Amtrak. Up there. Do Amtrak. No, Amtrak doesn't go up here.
Oh,
All right.
Here we go.
How you doing? Boy, everybody's friendly around here so far when they see it. Let us see you get in front of the... No! Now, come on! Maybe. I don't know how you change it. Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah, I look like Rudolph now. So cold. Oh, the puppy dogs. There's our medical center. Some bears. I wish I could show you some bears. Oh, Lord, I look like hell. Okay. My nose is red. How's that? Is that okay? How was that?
Is she going into the health department here? Is that what this is?
All right, we'll try this. My hands are bright red. Okay, this is a medical center. Now, Lawless. Thank you, Easy. Jeff Chops Wood, how are you? Okay, so now am I allowed to go in here? Yes, I do need one. Red nose auditor, yeah, right? Woo woo.
You should know that.
All right.
Really should
Let me
this
know.
stuff
Am I
before
allowed
she
to go in
goes
here?
What is here?
Check and find out for us. What do I ask? I'll just go in. They're watching us. It's open to the public. Language assistance. Don't want to get any of the patient rights and responsibilities. Cool. Hi. No, I'm just looking around. I haven't been in here in a long, long time. So I was just checking it out. Thank you. And your name? Carrie. Carrie? Nice to meet you. Privacy. Cool. The restroom. Hello. I won't get you on. Don't worry. I won't get you on. I'm just looking at all of these things. Oh, I'm just doing a
survey.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Laura. I'm trying to read the chat. Okay. Pamphlets. Yep. Kids. I'm in the Groveton Medical Office.
Hi. So what's going on? Well, Dr. Tammy called.
Cover that up a little bit.
Yeah. What's going on?
Nothing. I was going to get some pamphlets, but I don't see any around anywhere.
No, we took pamphlets out of the waiting rooms when COVID hit.
Oh.
What are you looking for a pamphlet for?
Because I haven't been in here.
Okay.
So I was
wondering why you were recording or filming.
just for my own, because I haven't been in here before, and I just wanted to know a little bit about the place.
Okay.
But I'm leaving anyway now, so.
Okay. Are you? Do you have a provider in our office?
Not in this particular one, nope.
Which
Not yet.
Do you have a PCP with?
I'd rather not say right now, but
Okay. Are you looking to switch your care to us?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
That's why I was wondering if you had pamphlets or anything, or.
Okay. Well,
That's
we
all.
have a new patient packet if you're interested in switching your care to us that we can give you.
Okay.
And what's your name?
I'd rather not give that right now.
But you're filming this office, and that's against privacy to these other patients.
I'm not getting the patients.
We have patients in this lobby, so we'd like you to delete that, please.
It's public, right?
This is a healthcare office. We would like that
Yep,
deleted
open
before
for the
you
public, right?
leave. This is privacy to these patients. We would like that deleted before you leave.
Well, it's not going to be deleted. I don't have any patient stuff
It does not matter. You are
on.
in a healthcare office. We would like that deleted before you leave.
It's open to the public, correct?
Yes, but these are other
Okay.
patients, and their privacy is here in this office.
In
That
order
is
to
against
have,
privacy.
and
If I have to call the police, I will.
Okay.
You need to delete that off your phone.
no, you can call the police if you like.
Karen, can you hit your panic button, please? We need to talk here.
So just so you know, it's open for the public.
Yes, but there are other patients. in this
Can I
room.
talk? Let me talk, okay? It's open for the public. So anything that my eye can see in public, I can be able to film. I'm not here for any nefarious reasons to get any.
But the fact is, you are also here filming.
Correct.
That's not okay because we do
Have you
other
have you
people-
heard of the First Amendment? you know what the First Amendment is?
I'm not arguing with you right now.
Do you know what?
I'm not
Do you know what the First Amendment is?
I'm not arguing.
Do you know what the First Amendment
Considering
is?
you're not giving us any information, I'm not arguing with you.
I'm not required to give you any information.
And I don't need to
You work here
and
for
I'm,
the
and
public.
I'm protecting the public.
For the public. I'm public as well.
Are you filming me right now?
Yes, I am.
I want you to stop filming me, please. That is against my
You're
privacy.
a public.
That is against my privacy. I would like you to stop filming me.
You're in public.
That's against my privacy. I'd like you to stop filming me, please.
We'll wait till they get here,
I
and
don't
then
care. I'd like you to
you
stop
can be
filming me, please.
educated.
You can stop filming me. And I will have that phone removed by the cops. Because that's against my privacy and my rights. So that phone will be removed by the cops.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for them outside.
No, you are not.
Now you're restricting.
Because you are filming me. No,
Let
because
me
you
out,
are
please.
filming me. And that is
I'm
not
gonna have
okay.
you arrested
No, because
for
you are
not
filming
letting me leave.
And that is not okay.
I will have you arrested for
No.
not letting me leave the building.
Carrie,
Let
is there a
me
chance you
leave,
can call
please.
911 now, please?
Okay, so this woman here, what's your name?
I'm not telling you my name. You have no right to know my name because you are filming me without my consent. That is not okay.
Are you a public servant?
You have no right
Do
to know
you
any of this
serve the
information.
public?
You have no right to
Do
know any
you
of this
serve
information.
the public?
I'm not giving you any information until the cops get here.
Okay, can I go out and wait for them outside?
No, not until the cops
Actually, I
get
don't
here.
need to ask you.
Yes, you do.
But you are
Because you are-
restricting me
you are
from
filming all
leaving,
this,
so you're
and you're
kidnapping
filming
me, basically.
No, I am not.
You're
are fi-
restricting me from leaving.
You are filming this.
That
and you are
is
filming
against
me,
the
so
law.
that is against my privacy.
If you want privacy, you wouldn't have been out here, standing out
You
here.
are
You
away
can go
our privacy
whatever
right now.
I can see in public.
When you film people without their knowledge, that is not okay.
You're gonna get an education, lady.
Oh, you want to talk about education? You want to talk about education? That's not okay.
Yes, I know,
Because
it's
also,
kidnapping.
I'm also
You're-
stopping
You
other
realize
patients from
that
coming in.
you're
No, I'm
blocking
not- no,
my
I'm not
way of
stopping you.
travel.
I'm not stopping you. I'm stopping patients.
You
from coming in
realize
and
that
getting filmed without
there
their knowledge.
are over 40 people watching you live right now,
And that's the problem.
and you're making yourself look like an ass.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm stopping other patients from coming in.
You're
and getting
live.
filmed without their
You are
knowledge.
live on YouTube.
Great.
Everyone around's
I
gonna
hope
see
everyone
you.
realizes that you film people without
Hey,
their
Brandon.
knowledge.
Okay.
And you take away their privacy.
This
by
was
doing
nuts.
You know, I just came from
This
the
was
police
nuts.
department, and they let me film all in there. I'm not filming anybody's stuff, so, and I don't have anybody on there.
And film.
I have to ask before I come into the public
This is a
building.
healthcare facility.
Wait, what did you
This-
say?
This is a healthcare facility.
Okay,
where there
it's
is
open for the
patient
public.
information.
It's open for
I
the
don't
public, and it does take walk-ins, correct?
No, we do not take walk-ins.
Okay.
We do not take walk-ins.
If it's,
You need to make an appointment. to be
it's open to the public, and your door is open. It's not locked. It's
Because
not
we
a
need to let our
buzzer.
patients- Because we need to let our patients in.
Who's to say I'm not a patient? Who's to say I'm not looking to become a patient?
But when you film without people's knowledge, that is a breach of privacy. That is a breach of HIPAA.
We had patients in here that didn't say a word about it. I didn't
Because
get
they
them
probably
on
didn't
film.
know.
Oh, no, I let them know.
We didn't know you were filming. That
Who's
is not
we?
okay.
Who's we?
The staff.
Because the lady over here, Carrie, she knew I was. Why do you think
Without your knowledge.
Why do you think
And
she
you can-
pulled the
you can
blinds?
Stop filming.
I probably could,
You can
but I'm not
stop filming
going
right now
to.
because you are breaching privacy.
Why are you getting so red?
Because I don't like when my privacy is breached.
Really? Then why are you still standing there?
I want her to stop filming because she's breaching my privacy. I don't like this.
Then you need to
No, you
go.
need to stop filming.
You need to go.
Get out. Out.
I am going. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Yeah, baby. So now what do I do? Now there's a FOIA request, right? Restraining me. Exactly. Oh, God. Do I really want to get into this? Okay, so what do I do? Go back to the police department and tell
Well, wait
them
for 'em.
I want her arrested for detaining me and not letting me go? Oh, yeah, I need the address. What is the address here? Well, it's Weeks Medical Center. Weeks Medical Center in Groveton, New Hampshire.
Wave that finger
Do
right
not
now.
call. Yes, do not call.
Big
All right.
stuff.
The police are right down the road, and they just talked to the police and said that she has the right to be there, and they weren't coming, and to let her out. So I don't know if they are coming. Should I ask? Record request to file a complaint. Okay. Everybody stop chatting for a minute. What do I do now? Hold on, it's going too fast. It's going too fast. Yeah, ask, you don't want to look like you're running. Okay. So, I do need to ask. I don't want to go back in there and have them be like, blah, 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 blah. If you can, go back and ask for her name to file a complaint. And then who do I file the complaint with? Over the police station? Okay, Chelsea was her name. So I do need to get her name. So go back in to get her name, correct? With her employer, okay. Oh, there's a patient coming out, so. Okay. I will get her.
I can imagine. All right, thank you. You're welcome.
I need to ask you a question, please.
Yes.
Are you her supervisor?
I am
Chelsea?
not her supervisor, no.
Okay, I need to get what her name and I guess her rank in there, what her title is.
Well, I will get in touch with my supervisor and do you have a name and a phone number I can take down and I can have my supervisor get in touch with
Well, I
you?
can get in touch with them. I just need to know her full name.
Well, I'll get in touch with my supervisor and I will.
I need to know her full name now because I'm going to press charges on her for detaining me inside and not letting me leave.
Well, I'm not going to give you her name. If you want, I can take your name and your phone number and I can have my supervisor reach out to you.
Well, I'm going to do that. So I'll just go over and I'll just bring them back with me.
Okay.
We can do that, or you can give me her name, Chelsea, whatever. And unless you want the cops over here, and a whole nother big ordeal going on.
Cops
Some
are
more.
coming anyways.
Oh, they are. Okay, I'll wait then.
Okay.
Boy, it's taken them an awful long time. They're like 2 seconds away. Yeah. I am freezing. This is ridiculous. People, really. Oh, here they are. Groveton's finest, the ones I just spoke to. I can't even remember their name. Hi, Cliff. How are you? Scrubzilla. How are you? Hey.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I just been waiting for you. And your name and badge number?
Campbell, and I honestly don't even know what my badge number is. I just go by my last name.
You don't have it on you anywhere?
No, but we don't have numbers on it, just a badge.
Or a car number? Or?
Nope.
And Jenkins, I saw you earlier.
Yeah, I'm Jenkins.
Okay. Not sure why they called because I was in there. I didn't get any information. I mean, I can go in. It's public.
It's a private building, though. So unfortunately,
But it's open to the public.
It's not though.
It is open to the public, but because it's owned by them, they have the right to tell you to leave. They can tell me to leave. They can tell the president of the United States to leave if they want to.
Okay.
That's their right.
Now, my point is, I was trying to leave, and Chelsea, I don't know her last name, was illegally detaining me and would not let me leave.
Okay, well, when we pulled up,
She was-
you were sitting on the bench by yourself, and then we just
Yep,
detaining you.
but before, and it's all on camera, I was trying to get out that door, and she was literally pushing into me with her hand there and holding the thing and screaming at me in my face and wouldn't let me go.
Okay, well, stand by for 1 second, all right? So, I'm just letting you know, we'll probably, if you want to, I mean, you have everything on camera, so it's your absolute right to file civil charges if you'd like to. I'm going to speak with her inside, and we'll go from there, but I don't think there's going to be any criminal charges filed on that part. But we'll talk to her.
Well, I need to write out a report and whatever for her.
There'll be a call number from this, so that's about all you're going to get. 1 second.
All you're going to get?
All right, so now what? I'm
I
like
don't know,
kind of
who do you
nervous
know
and
in
freezing
this
to death,
building
so.
then? You've already decided that before you've even gotten.
So she needs to be
Ooh, nice.
arrested, right? I'm
M41.
shaking bad. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm fucking froze. Yeah, basically they did kidnap me and then let me go. All right, go slow. The chat's going too fast. Yeah, I'll have to give my info, I know. And I don't know how to mute this. Ugh, I'm trying, but I'm so cold. I'm shaking like crazy. So, are they right? It's a private building. So they can ask me to leave, right? But it was a crime. Tap the screen, the mic button, or in the okay. I'm trying to hang in there. I'm so cold. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, I want her card. They better not touch me. I wish I could go in to hear what she was saying. But you didn't. Right. I wanted to leave, but she wouldn't let me. Okay, FOIA the body cams, right. Now, where I go to the police station to FOIA that, correct?
Okay, ma'am. So, first let me start by stating, when you came to the police department, I was
Yeah.
actually happy you were there. And the reason why I have you there is because I'm obviously I'm all for people exercising their constitutional rights. As a matter of fact, I served in the military for 15 years. I went overseas to defend.
It doesn't mean shit.
I have a master's degree in criminal justice, and so doesn't she. We're both very familiar with those rights, and it is your constitutional right to be able to film in a public building. And you understand what we told you about this building here being a private building where if they ask you to leave, you do have to leave.
And which I was trying to, but she would not let me leave.
We didn't observe any of that, and I did talk to them. You know, this is the way it always goes: is that there's always two stories, and the truth lies somewhere in the middle. What they did state, and you seem like a pretty intelligent person, so you can understand what I'm saying here. Is the reason why they don't want people filming in a medical building is because it's oftentimes pretty sensitive information, people with their medical stuff. So, well,
that's why they closed all those shades and everything, which I didn't care for any of that stuff, and didn't. Well, no, I'm not going to. Nice to meet you.
That's fine. I was just trying to talk to you on a more person-to-person basis. So, what I would ask you, as a person-to-person basis, which I know it's hard to do, but take off the vest and put me in a flannel shirt with some Dockers. What I would ask you to do on a person-to-person basis, for the sake of the people who are in the waiting room,
but you're not human.
Would you delete the video?
You're not a person.
That is
I don't have anybody on camera, any of them, and I let them know that. So.
Once again, very, very upfront. You have every single right to tell me no. Okay, so I'm not trying to force you to do anything you don't want to. I would ask, could you show me the video just so I can see? And you don't have to show me the whole video, just the section when you're in the waiting room, so I can see that you didn't get anybody in that waiting room. And then if there was people, once again, no harm, no foul. You're not going to be charged. I'm not going to yell at you. All I would ask just for their privacy would delete it. Because as much as I defend your rights to exercise your constitutional rights,
you're not
I also
defending
want to defend
shit.
their right to privacy of their medical information. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep.
I know that.
Would you mind showing me the video just in the waiting room? You don't have to show me anything else. And you don't have to.
Well, right now I'm live streaming, so.
Well, I'm respectfully
trying
asking.
to. I'm just, hold on a minute, they're going so fast. Now, do I have to stop the live stream?
Nope. Well, you do have to stop live stream in the building, but you don't have to
No,
stop
I'm
the-
asking them.
Oh,
Okay.
you look cold, man.
I am.
Try this again in the summertime.
I know. Actually, I can give you my channel name, and you can go on and see it, because it's live.
Right, but the thing with that is that if I get your channel name and then I go in later on and I see that there's all sorts of people coming and going from the doctor's office, then I have no way to ask you to delete the video, to delete that section of the video. Once again, I'm all for it. You want to get back to the police department, and I'll be here for the next 11 hours today. You can point that camera at me for 11 hours straight, and I'm not the most attractive individual, so I beg your pardon with that. But you can film me for as long as you'd like to, because I'm a public official. But just the only part that I have a qualm with is people going into or out of the doctor's office.
And actually, I do have a question for you. What about her illegally detaining me from leaving the building?
Yeah,
they wanted me to leave, and she wouldn't let me leave. That's on here too.
Well, I didn't observe that, and because you have it on your camera, if you
I can show you that. And I need FOIA requests and all that stuff,
Well,
so I can get the body cams. Do you have the body cams?
No, girlfriend doesn't. We're working on that right now. I wish we did, but the state's taking a while to get us the money for this. We don't have them yet. This is my cell phone.
So is the cell phone on used as a body cam?
Nope. You can see my phone.
Okay. Oh, it's cold.
It is cold. Yeah, so if you did want to file charges for, if you have video footage of her hitting you while you're trying to leave or illegally detaining you, that'd be on you to file that in court. We're not going to press any charges for that. That's a discretion-based thing.
Why?
I don't think it announced anything we would need to arrest anybody for.
That's a felony.
Okay. Well,
She
lawyers
needs to,
are telling
she
me
needs
that.
to school up a little bit.
No, I'm free to go.
You are
So,
free to go. Like I said,
okay.
if you want to leave, you're more than welcome to.
All right.
I was just asking you respectfully for the sake of other people's privacy.
Well, and I appreciate both of you, totally. But you'll have to take my word until you see the video. I didn't get any information. I didn't do anything. I let the lady know that I was filming, and I didn't even get her. I was doing above her and around and went on the floor and didn't get anybody. So, and when she came out to talk to her, I covered up the mic and muted it.
You said earlier you would give me the channel name. Would you do that?
Yep,
for me?
I certainly will.
You get another view.
And do you guys have business cards with you?
No, I can write down my information for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, thank you very much. My hands are shaking. I've been walking.
that.
Sorry, I gotta sit down. I am.
Let me just use this here.
And I don't want to go back in and ask, but can you go in and ask if I can get her card or something, the Chelsea, so I know when I go to do the.
No, I'm not gonna. Because she's obviously upset. We're not gonna. But this is my card. And like I said, I'll be at the station.
Like to duty,
you can read that. It's
Oh,
Patrolman Brian Jenkins. That's what PTF stands for. Patrolman. North
Huh.
1 BD.
Okay.
Just stay by for 1 minute. Actually, if you'd like to leave, you can. But I'm asking you to stay by. But if you do want to walk away, no harm, no foul. That's up to you.
So I'm okay to go.
You're good to go. Yep.
Okay. All right. Oh my God, it's cold. All right. Yeah, they're okay. Oh, I'm gonna go. I'm leaving. I'm too freaking cold. I'm frozen. Go on, get. I'm not gonna run. Hi, Cliff. Jesus, all of this. I went everywhere, and as soon as I knew something was going to happen when I went in there, I could feel it. Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, it's still.
Thank you, True North. I'm so cold.
Say no
Oh my
filming.
God. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. So now they're on patrol. They better not stop me on my truck now because the plate light's out again, or because my windows are smashed out and taped up, and amongst other things wrong with the damn truck. Thank you, Hawk. Thank you for coming in. I can't see the chat. I'm so cold. I'm shaking. Get a lawyer. You're right. I can't even afford to fix my truck. Oh my God, it's cold. Okay. There's the key. Now, should I end the live now? Oh my God, I'm friggin' freezing. Jesus. Thanks. First live. I knew police were going to be involved at some point, but I didn't think it was going to be today. 100% safe. Yeah. All right. Maybe I should start the truck and get the hell out of here before they know what way I've gone. Oh. Okay. Hold on, let me turn the radio down. Yeah, stupid truck. Okay. Wow, what a stream. Oh my God. Boy 3 is in here too. I need my glasses now. Great. Now I gotta do work. Do you see them? No, I don't see them. Thank you, Cliff. Early Sunday. Damn, what did I miss? After she home, I might StreamYard it. Did Cynthia ever make it in? Or JC News? I'm staying live. I'm trying. I'm friggin' cold. Look at 36? It feels like 26. Holy hell. Okay. I'm warming up. I'm so sorry that it was so shaky. It was like I had Parkinson's, for Christ's sakes. Scrub. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. A 1 hour stream? Holy crap. Thank you, Maria. Northwoods, love you, baby. I can't believe I did this today. I just decided out of the blue, what the hell? And now look, I'm reading the chat. Brandon Mitchell, Hawk fan. Yes, I should get home. Get out of there safe. They're gonna be TikTok stars. Boy 3. Well, cops came. Thank you, Easy. I'm glad too. Bryce, awesome. Glad you're here. I'm good right now. Coolest. No idea who you are. I'm sorry, but welcome. Freaking cold. I'm warming up. That's what I'm doing. Thank you, Jen. I'm glad you are too. Gregory, how are you? I'm glad you're here. You had me scared. I was a little nervous, but not as nervous as I would be if I didn't have all of you here. And Doc, thank you for being here. Slow the chat down some more. Like 20 seconds. In a world where Mountain Girl almost gets arrested. Oh my Lord, I was just going to do the post office. Thank you, Frank Pants. Share. Drive and warm up, okay. Yeah, better view. Oh, I love you guys. I'm so glad I had you guys all here with me. Whew. I just can't believe everybody was so nice, and then you get that one freaking wild, crazy woman tried to kidnap me. I thought she was literally pushing on me. I was trying to get out the door, and she was pushing against me. You see how red she was getting? And right in my face with that finger, I felt like, Anyway. Yeah, crazy. Inferno, good to see you. Karen, damn Karen, that's right. Yeah, the police station, they were fine. 420, good to see you. Old guy, thank you. Gregory, Cliff.
Right.
I'm so happy you guys are all here. Sean Little. Oso. I think you say it. If that's wrong, I apologize. Hi, everyone. Whoa. Maria Oliveris, True North Transparency. Jen, wow. Bryce Gardner. Lawless in a world where Mountain Girl just about got kidnapped and then almost arrested in the same day. Delete it now. That was no. I don't think so. I love you too, Gregory. I love all you guys. Joyce McDermott, see you. Guy Mitch, Freight Pants, Corvette Girl. Thank you. Good to see you. Wow, I can't believe all you guys are here. This is amazing. Poor Dirt Farmer, Sean Little. Easy, cameras on.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind. Now, how do you know that lefties are panicking? How do you know that the Democrat establishment is in full panic mode? Well, very simply, just measure the level of hyperbole baked within the rhetoric that they're promoting. If everything was going just peachy and just smooth, well, they probably wouldn't have to lift too much of a finger. Just hide Joe, keep him in the basement, maybe call MAGA supporters deplorables, call it a day, you know? Bing, bing, bong.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
Election over, Donald Trump, evil orange, Glorf man defeated. You know, that would be the scenario if things were going well. If things were going poorly and the evil orange wannabe Hitler man was doing incredibly well in the polls as Sleepy Creepy Piss Pants Joe continues to tank, if that was the case, well then the hyperbole would be off the charts. You know, that's what happens when Democrats are losing, when their back's against the wall. They go into all-out panic mode, desperation mode, willing to do and say whatever it is, whatever is necessary to end the Trump threat on our democracy. Well, friends, we know they're panicking right now because the hyperbole is off the charts. I'd argue reaching early 2017 levels. The left is completely losing it. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, friends, let's take a look at the rhetoric, or excuse me, the propaganda that's being promoted, being pushed on leftist news sources. Let's start off with MSNBC's newest edition, Jen Psaki.
And yet, the hand-wringing and cocktail party speculation about an alternative to Joe Biden is continuing, will continue. Guess what? Joe Biden isn't perfect. No candidate is, by the way. But we have to understand what the alternative is here. If elected to a second term, Donald Trump would prosecute anyone he deems an enemy, unleash troops on protesters, and essentially unravel the rule of law as we know it. And this time, he plans to line his administration with people who will actually help him do it. But sure, Joe Biden is 3 years older and occasionally trips over things. Look, there's a lot to be concerned about right now when it comes to a second Trump term. The speeches are getting much more disturbing and much more unhinged, and we should all hear it that way.
If Donald Trump is elected to a second term, he would prosecute anyone that he deems an enemy. Don't you just love it how leftoids have this incredibly unique ability, this unique power, to be able to tell whatever Donald Trump is thinking and whatever Donald Trump intends? You know, they're always telling us what his intentions are. Those intentions, of course, always malicious. They always seem to know, now don't they, what he's thinking in his own mind. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. The clip that's causing this controversy, by the way, is this one.
They've done indictments in order to win an election. They call it weaponization. And the people aren't going to stand for it. But yeah, they have done something that allows the next party. I mean, if I happen to be president and I see somebody who's doing well and beating me very badly, I say, go down and indict them. Mostly that would be, you know, they would be out of business. They'd be out of the election.
Oh, the scariest thing, Trump is promising to weaponize the DOJ. No, that's literally not at all what he said. If anything, he's warning that weaponizing the justice system could possibly set a precedent where that same power that's being abused by Democrats currently in their weaponization of the federal government and state prosecutors, well, the script can potentially be flipped one day, and that exact abuse of power could be used the other way around. He's warning against setting this ridiculous precedent of using the justice system to go after your political opponents. That's obviously the point that he was trying to make, but what do? They twist and manipulate, they make massive leaps and assumptions. They don't ask Donald Trump to clarify or what he actually meant. No, they make big jumps and big leaps, claiming that Donald Trump is promising to indict his political opponents the moment he gets into office. That was literally never said. He said, you know, I could, based on what's going on right now. That's a completely different statement. But of course, the left is doing the regular fear-mongering shtick. The ladies at The View decided to, of course, jump in. Their job is, as we know, pushing the DNC propaganda.
Don't his supporters see that he turns on people who are in his corner? If you dare to go against him even this much, he goes bananas on you.
That that's a dictatorship. They don't see the signs of fascism.
And they don't see that they will be the next victims of this vitriol.
And the reality is this: Donald Trump is running for president for two reasons: to stay out of jail and to get revenge on his enemies. And when he speaks, we should listen. And frankly, it's scary. He's already said he's going to come after people like General John Kelly, my former boss, Chairman Mark Milley, people who dare to stand against him, Mike Pence.
Journalists.
I think there's reason for all of us to be concerned.
What about us?
But there's a really interesting...
Try it. Go ahead, try it. We have this show every day, okay, Donald?
What if he comes after us? In what universe is Donald Trump going to go after Joy Behar? You know, you see, it's obvious how utterly ridiculous it is, right? But of course, it doesn't end there. Apparently, Donald Trump is going to weaponize the DOJ, prosecute anyone that he deems an enemy, unleash troops on protesters, unravel the rule of law as we know it. That's what Jen Psaki said. Joy Behar says that he's going to come after her. Oh, Donald Trump's going to get revenge on Joy Behar. And then beyond that, even worse, Donald Trump's bringing back concentration camps.
Poor old guys having. Yeah, I mean, there have been a series of gaps, but I think it's a mistake to focus on the gaps. I think we got to focus on what he is telling us he intends to do. I mean, to Jim's point, on a daily basis, Donald Trump is laying out what Trump 2.0 would be, and his praise of Orban. I mean, he may have gotten the presidents wrong, but the significance of that is not the gap. It's really his admiration, his deep admiration, his ongoing admiration for the world's authoritarian thugs, his admiration for Chairman Mao, his admiration for President Xi and Vladimir Putin, his intent to turn the government into a weapon of revenge and retribution. The plans, the detailed plans for massive deportations and concentration camps. I mean, this is one of those moments where we have to distinguish between the white noise and the blinking red flares that are going up every time this man speaks.
You know, come on. It's just so crazy. You know, we're supposedly the extreme MAGA hick cult Trump supporters. We're the crazy ones. We're the crazies, the crazy people. How could anybody like Donald Trump? You have to have a couple screws loose. You probably believe in Jewish space lasers. Ha ha ha. Crazy. Those crazy Republicans. But who really are the crazies? I have a feeling it's probably the group that's warning of concentration camps. You know, the same group that promoted the exact same nonsense propaganda back in, I think, 2018, 2019, claiming that illegal migrant detention camps on the southern border were concentration camps, when they obviously and very clearly weren't. And really, the most insane part is, I mean, the ironic thing, is that everything they're warning us about Donald Trump and what he plans to do once he gets into power is essentially exactly what Joe Biden and the Democrats are doing. Weaponizing the DOJ, state prosecutors launching bogus cases. I mean, for Pete's sakes, even Eric Adams is being investigated after calling out Joe Biden's inaction on the southern border. One Trump supporter is currently being prosecuted for posting a right-wing meme. And that's not even the first time that's happened. You know, everything they claim that's going to happen under a Donald Trump term, he's a wannabe dictator, is exactly what they're currently doing. You know, the same administration that tried to launch a ministry of truth, the same administration that worked behind the scenes to suppress information during the last election cycle, is warning us of the corruption and fascism that would follow a second Trump presidential term. I'm gonna end this video by saying what I always say in these situations. Give me a frickin' break. They're full of shit. And the only reason they're saying any of this is because they know Trump is winning. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hey. Oh, some earthquakes in Iceland, huh?
Hey man, these guys tell you you had to move? Hello? Sir? Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for chatting with me. You know,
problem.
when you ignore somebody, that's very dehumanizing.
I didn't ignore it.
No, this man here was ignoring me. That's why I had to bug you. And frankly, the public, we don't think we should have to bug 2 employees to get what 1 employee could have told us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he was talking
and then
about
if you
last
hadn't
night.
cooperated,
Yeah.
maybe then it has to escalate. And 5 employees come. You know what I mean? It's kind of rotten, actually. You take city money, and then I got to involve more employees. It costs more city money, and we really don't appreciate that. You got a few crumbs on your chest. I just want you to look good on film, man. Yeah, no, I was just asking him, did you guys tell these people they had to leave, or?
So we talked to them. We offered some resources. We advised them that there were some complaints that came through. The sidewalk is being blocked by the carts and whatnot, so it is hard for wheelchairs to make their way through.
I can kind of see that a little.
Scooters or whatnot. So we did advise them. We did come through. We had talked to the gentleman yesterday. He said that he would, he'd clear up and move from this area for us. So we were just coming back to follow up.
Well, that's good. Cooperation is the best, right? And yeah, we just don't want to see nobody being tortured. And there's been a couple of events recently where
No, not at all.
felt like they were not getting to be able to rest and sleep, and you know.
I mean, we came yesterday and talked to him, and then followed up yesterday just because, like I said, there's still complaints that come in because people were unable to make it through. So
All right.
that presents a challenge.
Everyone complains, it's like people want to help, but not in my backyard, sort of thing, right? And anyways, I was just checking to make sure you guys were treating them humanely and stuff, and looks like all's good. I'm just gonna probably go over there and leave you all alone now, okay?
Sounds good. You have a good one.
Oh, can I get your name?
My name? I can give you my employee ID, 216904.
Perfect. Thanks, man. Yeah, man. Have a good one, guys. Have a better day. Coming right behind you. We care about all people, huh? Man. So frustrated by that right now, man. Man, there's nobody even around here, man. There are no residences. The only thing is this construction. Really kind of makes me wonder. and they checked on him, but they can leave him alone now, right? I mean, if what he said was true, they don't gotta sit there and shit. Ugh, so tired of this treatment, people, man. It's like everybody has these misconceptions that we're equal, but not until if you don't have the same stuff as another person, they won't treat you equal. And the way that first guy treated me, man, that's dehumanizing, you know? A human, we talk to each other, even if we don't speak the same language, we try to talk, man. That guy was rotten for being like that. That's why I feel like I gotta hang around. He's out here pacing around our friends and stuff. The other thing is this is a really wide street right here, and I get the sidewalk might be blocked, but I mean, damn, man, you can go around, people could go around, a wheelchair could go around or something, you know, through the lot over that way even, or around this way. The street gets hardly any traffic at all. So I thought it said ICE on the back of his shirt and shit. I wanted to come make sure they weren't trying to ID folks. And then when I thought about it, I was like, the street enforcement team, there's a lot of new homeless to Denver, and they don't know that you have like extra rights here, that this is supposed to be a sanctuary city, supposed to be.
Trying to get so
The other guy, we'll make a complaint on the one dude, but we'll have to compliment the other guy because he talked and stuff, you know? That guy should get a promotion, honestly, maybe. Or I don't know. I think they should both get a different job, but if you have to have people doing this stuff, start with the ones that know what dignity and respect and humanity is, right? See, I think this is a form of oppression right here. They're just standing by, not offering any help. This is just hurtful to a human being. This is hurtful to the spirit, to my spirit. I don't get these people that are the street enforcement team, you know. A mixed bunch probably, just like anything.
Jody.
The thing is, too, is that they're supposed to be given 72 hours. So I don't know what happened to that. There was a class action lawsuit in which the city of Denver lost. They decided in court that homeless people deserve the same treatment as any housed individual. So you got to give them 70.
There will be a brief commercial announcement at the end of this video. I remember hearing about this story, but a lot of people sent it to me. Investigation into windshield barnacles and hefty parking fines they bring to Philly drivers, from 6abc.com and Chad Perdelli. One woman is told she'd have to pay $475 up front to a towing company to have her barnacle removed. Now, that sounds scary, but of course, what they're talking about is that some places now, to enforce parking fines, will take this thing that attaches to the windshield of your car and blocks your view through the windshield. And the only way to remove it is to contact them and have them remove it for you. And then you have to pay them a ton of money to do that.
All you got to do is blast the heat on it for like 15 minutes on full heat defrost, and it pops, and you can just slide that suction right off.
And so until they do that, you can't move your car. It's very, very difficult to. But it's different than booting the car, because if they boot the car, it can't be driven unless you remove the boot, although the boots aren't that hard to remove. But the barnacle is apparently something you can't remove without damaging your windshield unless these people will do it for you. So a TV station, Channel 6, ABC, got involved in their Action News investigation, has led to a city council hearing on what some may consider predatory parking practices. The issue is a relatively new device being used in the city of Philadelphia, and new in the sense that it's being used there among the first times, called a windshield barnacle that is suctioned to the windshield of a vehicle. It's designed to immobilize the vehicle by blocking your view, and it's removed after what many would consider to be a hefty or exorbitant fine. Last month, the investigative team parked their own car in a lot on Main Street in town, and a team paid $7 for 2 hours of parking and then waited to see what would happen. Within just a few minutes of overstaying our parking time, a man put a windshield barnacle on the front window. So the woman who's the start of this story here got barnacled in August. Apparently that's now a verb, barnacle and barnacled past tense. And she called the investigative team to complain. Besides it sucking onto my windshield, it sucked the life out of me that night, she said. It happened after she said her parking had expired in the same lot that the TV station did, after she was 15 minutes late. She called the number on the barnacle and was told she'd have to pay $475 to the towing company to have it removed. Now, they said they'd refund the $300 of that $475 after she put the barnacle in a bin in the parking lot, because apparently they're scared people are going to steal these things. In the end, the parking fine ends up costing $175. But to get it off takes $475. So in comparison, a parking ticket given by the Philadelphia Parking Authority on Main Street for overstaying your time would cost you $26. So if the city gives you the ticket, $26. If this towing company gives you the ticket, it's $175 with a $300 deposit. So a TV station called the towing company after the vehicle was barnacled and spoke with the owner. And the investigator said, some would call this predatory parking. You guys know what you're doing, and you're taking advantage of paying customers. The woman told us she believed the barnacles were legal, that the signage out front of the lot was transparent, and that the vehicle was not immobilized. She said, your car is not immobilized. You're free to go and drive off as you feel. You are free to go. So wow. I'm gonna lay this out there right now for you, and I'm not encouraging anyone to do this. But if you're in Philadelphia and your car gets barnacled and you can see around it enough to drive off, the woman from the company says you're free to go and drive off as you feel. So get your car someplace where you and your buddies can mess with that barnacle and see if you can't get it off. And if you can, if the barnacle disappeared, well, what do they expect when they stick it to a stranger's car? Because the woman said, your car is not immobilized. You're free to go and drive off as you feel. That sounds like a challenge to me. A Philadelphia city councilman, whose district includes this area, has now called for hearings after the investigative team alerted him to the problem. My concern about them is that they are unauthorized by the city of Philadelphia. He wants changes to the towing laws to encompass windshield barnacles. He said it's illegal and unsafe. In 2016, the city passed a ticket-to-tow law that also includes towing in private pay parking lots. A key provision of that law states, no vehicle should be hooked, towed, or handled in any manner unless the vehicle has been ticketed by the police or other law enforcement authority. So obviously, the barnacle is not a hook, it's not a tow, but is it the car being handled in any manner? And I suspect most judges would say yes. That's a catch-all. So you can't hook it, you can't tow it, and you can't handle it in any other manner. That sounds like a catch-all to me, which would cover a barnacle. Philadelphia police told us they've received increasing calls about the windshield barnacles. Meanwhile, the upcoming city council hearings will address the fee structures and safety issues. He said, it sounds like a hustle to me that somebody figured this scheme out and implementing without authorization, and we're going to take a hard look at it. private parking lot owners run a business, and it is fair to say that they should be paid when people overstay their parking, but at what cost? The lot is owned by a development company. Both the owners of the lot and the towing company declined to comment on the request from the TV station for an on-camera interview.
That's where I saw
Council hearings are expected by the end of the year.
Yeah, I saw a method on how to have it removed. They kept on popping up, safe light repair, safe light replace on the video. I think that's what the Audit Live was talking about.
And so one of the things that, I said before, that anytime I do a story about anything, people will come out of the woodwork and take the other side. And then they go, Steve, it's private property. I say you can park there if you pay. If you don't pay, you're going to get fined. Okay, why not fine them $1 billion? $1 billion. Well, obviously that's absurd. $1 million. That's also absurd. $175. You see, that does seem absurd when the city lots only charge $26. And the other part of this is that this sounds like you're being punished without an opportunity to have a hearing of any sort. Now, again, since it's not the government acting, it's not due process in that sense. However, the city does have a law that says specifically that you can't tow it and you can't do other things to it, hook it, tow it, or handle it any manner without a ticket being written by the police. And I've heard so many stories from people who said they parked someplace, they came back, they were on time, and the guy goes, nope, you're late. Guess what? There's no way to argue with that. The guy just says, you're late. You're late. Pay me some more money. And do they get to make up any amount they want as to what you owe them? So this is crazy. I've heard of this before. I remember the first time I heard about it was with big rigs, truckers, who occasionally would park someplace and somebody would come by and go, I don't want that big rig there. And there were a couple places that became very, very aggressive and would slap a barnacle on the windshield of a big rig truck. And now, if you know anything about trucking, especially the people in my audience who drive them,
you got to climb up on the truck to do that.
Any minute that truck is tied up in a way that it can't be driven is costing somebody a lot of money. And so that's a threat for the livelihood of the people driving those trucks. And I believed at the time that it was being done because they didn't have boots for the truck's tires, maybe, or they didn't have the right size. And so they decided, okay, we'll do the barnacle because that'll obviously force them to pay us. And it'll force them to pay us quickly. And we can also charge an insane amount of money because they need to get that barnacle off, and we're not going to take it off till they pay us. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But this is the kind of story where, because it got the publicity of the TV station, Channel 6, ABC, there in Philadelphia, that good things might happen because the city council might take this up and go, well, we thought we had a catch-all there when it said or handled in any manner, but maybe we need to add the word barnacle. Maybe we do, just so they understand it. And by the way, they should probably also cap how much you can be charged for a late fee. Okay? So under this thought process that's in place right now, if you are 1 minute late, they can charge you $175 to remove the barnacle, along with the $300 deposit to make sure they get their barnacle back. There you go. So from 6abc.com, a bunch of people sent this. Thank you very much. Investigation into windshield barnacles and hefty parking fines they bring to Philly drivers by Chad Pradelli. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye. I mentioned at the top, we're going to have a brief commercial announcement at the end of the video. Here we are. And of course, I'm talking about Factor. Factor, I've talked about them before. A subscription-based meal.
Interesting.
Welcome once again to Leto's Law. Here's Steve Leto.
I had a whole bunch of people send me a whole bunch of articles yesterday and last night about what's going on with the Tesla Cybertruck. And my dear friend David Tracy over at theautopian.com sent me a note and asked me some questions about it. So I suspect that my name might pop up over on The Autopian. If you don't know about them, please check them out. A whole bunch of the old school guys from Jalopnik and elsewhere got together and started their own website called The Autopian. Jason Torchinsky's over there as well. Fabulous stuff. It's one of my favorite websites on the planet. I highly recommend you check them out. But recently, it's been announced that if you're going to buy yourself a Cybertruck from Tesla, God bless you, because those things are so ugly. But if hey, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, okay? And so Tesla showed this truck off a few years ago. Said we're going to start selling these trucks. You want one, do what you can to sign up for one. And recently it came out that if you signed up to buy one, buried in the contract of purchase, it says that you agree not to flip the truck. That is to sell the truck for at least, I believe, a year. You got to have the truck for 1 year. And so first of all, I'm going to tell you that the language reads thus: for Cybertruck only. You understand and acknowledge Cybertruck will first be released in limited quantity. You agree that you will not sell or otherwise attempt to sell the vehicle in the first year following your vehicle's delivery date. Notwithstanding the foregoing, if you must sell a vehicle within the first year for any unforeseen reason, and Tesla agrees that your reason warrants an exception to its no reseller policy, you agree to notify Tesla in writing and give Tesla reasonable time to purchase the vehicle from you at its sole discretion and at the purchase price listed on your final price sheet, less 25 cents per mile driven, reasonable wear and tear, and the cost to repair the vehicle to Tesla's used vehicle cosmetic and mechanical standards. So, if you buy the truck, you're agreeing that within the first year, if you go to sell it, you got to sell it back to Tesla at a fixed price. Then it says, if Tesla declines to purchase your vehicle, you may then resell your vehicle to a third party only after receiving written consent from Tesla. You agree that in the event you breach this provision, or if Tesla has reasonable belief that you are about to breach the provision, Tesla may seek injunctive relief to prevent the transfer of the title of the vehicle or demand liquidated damages from you in the amount of $50,000 or the value received as consideration for the sale or transfer, whichever is greater. Tesla may also refuse to sell you any future vehicles. And so that's pretty clear what they're saying here. And so I had a lot of people say, Steve, are these kinds of clauses in contracts illegal? Well, first of all, you don't have to think that far back. We've heard this story before. Ford did it with their GTs. And I've done several videos about that. I'll put a link to one of them below where I explain how Ford was selling a bunch of people who bought GTs in Canada. And there was a similar provision to this in their purchase agreement that said if you buy a Ford GT from us, we have the right to tell you you cannot sell it for a period of time. And that's that. We've seen these in other situations also where you got to buy it, you got to sit on it for a while, and they're doing this to prevent there becoming this market of people flipping the vehicles because presumably demand is high enough to where you can get a premium to just simply flip the vehicle. Now, there's a couple things going on here, one of which I've got to raise as a question, and that is, does it really hurt Tesla if the vehicles get flipped for a big premium? Does that really hurt Tesla? I'm curious. It seems to me it doesn't hurt them, and it probably helps them because of all the attention they get about, oh my gosh, did you hear that? Some guy bought a Cybertruck for this, and then he sold it for twice as much. And by the way, some people go, but Steve, I hear about Dodge dealers doing this all the time with the latest Hellcat double secret probation high-tech version they just put out with 19,000 horsepower that people lined up to buy that, and the dealerships are putting like $100,000 or $200,000 markup on them.
Yeah, how are they going to be able to
number one,
even
that's a
know?
dealer doing it. And see, that's the distinction here, is that Tesla is selling the vehicle directly to the consumer, whereas Chrysler and Dodge, and previously Plymouth, of course, would take the vehicle and sell them to dealerships wholesale, and then they sell them. And for years, the big three and the other car companies have allowed dealerships to do that. And that creates a lot of bad will in my mind. I think a lot of people do get angry that the car dealers do that, and they take that out on the manufacturer and how they feel about the manufacturer. But Tesla sells directly to consumers. But my question simply is, does it really hurt Tesla? But keep in mind that it says that you agree that you will not sell a vehicle for a year. If you do want to sell it, you need to sell it for whatever reason, you got to notify Tesla and get their permission in writing. And first, offer it to them, basically, where they'll buy it back from you minus a mileage offset. And then if they decide they don't need to do that, they'll let you sell it for whatever reason. If they want to let you do that, they can. And then, of course, if they catch you doing this, you could be in trouble. And so that's a problem. But one of the things that people say to me, they go, Steve, if I bought it, it's mine. If I bought it, it's mine, right? Well, that's usually the case when you buy something. That's especially true if you buy something without signing a contract like this. But these contracts are enforceable. And so I'm an attorney. My job is not to tell you what I wish was true, although I might mention that in passing, but I'm simply going to tell you what is true with respect to legality. And believe it or not, your right to contract is actually kind of mentioned in the Constitution. Many people don't know this, but Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1 lists a bunch of things states cannot do, and it says no state shall pass any law impairing the obligation of contracts. And that implies that you've got the right to contract that cannot be taken away by the states. Now, there's a lot of debate about that, but there have been also other cases that came out later following due process concepts that say that, yes, consenting adults have the right to enter into legal contracts, okay? Now, by legal contracts, I'm pointing out to you that obviously there's some contracts, you hired a hitman. Remember Hawaii Five-0? They're bringing a hitman from Detroit. It's always a hitman from Detroit. They weren't talking about Tommy Hearns either. The contract has got to be legal in nature. So I'm going to buy a car from you, okay? And so we have a contract that we both agree to, and one of us signs it, the other one signs it. Money changes hands, title changes hands, keys change hands, car changes hands. Boom, there you go. Well, here, Tesla is saying we build these Cybertrucks. There's a question as to how many they're going to build, how well they're going to build them, and when they're going to finally arrive, but those are all stories for another day. We're going to build these Cybertrucks, and we got enough people who want them, that people are clamoring for them. So tell you what, we're going to say that if you want one, you got to sign this contract. If you don't want to buy one, don't sign the contract. And if you don't want to sign the contract, don't buy one. And so famously, John Cena, the wrestler, a while back, bought himself a Ford GT. It was in the news. And then a little while later, reportedly, he sold it. And Ford came up and said, you got this clause in the contract that says you can't do that. And it wound up in court. And my understanding is that courts say these things are enforceable. And the court's going to look at you and say, if you didn't want to abide by the agreement, why did you sign it? Because remember, you can't have the truck without signing this document. Figuratively speaking, not this document, but I doubt their document is blue either. But the court's going to go, did you sign the agreement? And just for fun, they're going to go, did you read it? Because, by the way, that's not an out. I've had people say, I'll just say I didn't read it. If you sign something, a court will presume that you read it, you understood it, and you agreed to it. So if you sign the purchase agreement with Tesla saying, I'm going to buy the Cybertruck only, I'm going to buy the Cybertruck from you, you're agreeing to the conditions that you will hang on to it for a year. And by the way, my understanding is that now the Ford GTs, they pushed it out to 2 years. You got to hang on to it. But those vehicles are so hot that people will actually buy one, put it in storage for 2 years, and then sell it. And still make money, by the way. So I don't know what the story is going to be with the Cybertrucks. Because I know that the production dates and the launch dates have been pushed back a few times. I read an article fairly recently about Elon Musk himself complaining about some of the production issues they're having and what kind of tolerances they're allowing on the assembly line versus what he'd like to see. And so that's a whole nother story. But as of right now, if you want to buy one, you got to sign this contract. And once you sign this contract, you're bound by it. And again, if you don't like that, go talk to the Constitution. Ask yourself this. If you wanted to make this illegal, how would you make it illegal? What would the law say? The law would say that a person selling you something can't ask you to agree to certain terms upon the sale. I mean, they can't write something that broadly and that generally, that's causing all kinds of problems elsewhere. So the simplest solution here is, if you don't like the agreement, don't sign it. Just don't buy one of the trucks. Don't. Or buy a used one a year later. You can do that too. We'll see. So there you go. But like I said, the real thing boils down to this. Contracts are something that are protected by law, and people are allowed to enter into contracts so as that the subject matter of the contract is not illegal, generally speaking. And there ain't nothing illegal about them saying, if you buy the truck, can't sell it for a year. If you don't like that, don't buy the truck. Straightforward and simple as it can be. So there you go. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Leto's Law. There are lots of people who mistake their imagination for their memory. Welcome once again to Leto's Law. Here's Steve Leto.
Scott sent me the story out of Florida. I said, Steve, check this out. Woman says she lost her land rights after signing blank paper. Blank paper. And this is an interesting question. And so we'll get there. Walt Butel wrote this for WFLA. A Florida woman is struggling to regain her rights to inherited land that she claims she lost by signing a blank piece of paper. You might ask, why'd she do that? Well, that's one problem. The question next is, wait, how does a blank piece of paper turn into you losing your property rights? The dispute involves a 3.5-acre piece of land with a small home on it on Martin Road in Hillsborough County. It was inherited by the children of the previous owner, and according to a number of online sites, might be worth $250,000. But earlier this year, the ownership changed, at least according to the paperwork filed with the county. Now, this woman, who's 80 years old, claims that her next-door neighbor approached her with what she said was a high-pressure sales tactic and a blank piece of paper. Now, a high-pressure sales tactic sounds like he's trying to sell her something, and it's unclear if that's the proper phrase that she should be using there, but a blank piece of paper is what you think it is, and that's a blank piece of paper. We were at a birthday dinner, and he was very aggressive. He continues to say, just sign the paper. And I'm saying, I'm not signing anything. I don't even know you. Now, it was a next-door neighbor, and she eventually gave in. She said, I did sign it. It was a blank piece of paper. So she claims that her signature on the blank piece of paper somehow ended up becoming a quitclaim deed that effectively removed her name from the deed and eliminated her stake in the real estate. And a quitclaim deed is this idea that if I own something that is real estate, let's talk property here, real estate. I own a piece of property, and there's a deed somewhere filed that says I own that piece of property. There's a bunch of different ways I can transfer the property to you, and one of them is simply I can give you a quitclaim. And a quitclaim says that I am, in essence, giving up my claim to the property. Quit claim. That's literally what that means, okay? So back when we used to name things when they made sense. So according to the county sheriff's office investigators, surveillance video shows the man filing the paperwork that put his name on the deed, and the woman says she tried to stop it, but it was too late. And that's when she realized what happened. And she said, I'm in trouble. I think I've done something stupid. In June, the sheriff's office turned its investigation over to the county state attorney's office, according to documents reviewed 8 on your side from WFLA. And I'm guessing the state attorney's office has offices in different counties, therefore it'd be the county state attorney's office. I'm guessing. It's a bunch of adjectives there. The state attorney communications director, Aaron Maloney, said the case is still active, but no charges have been filed as of today. Meanwhile, the neighbor referred the TV station to his attorneys who are defending him in a lawsuit filed by the woman. And so she's filed a lawsuit against them. And the attorney says, my client has not been charged with a crime, and he's not been found guilty of a crime. And of course, the question is, was that what he was asked? In the neighbor's response to the woman's civil lawsuit, he denied doing anything wrong and stated, the deed is not fraudulent and was not signed under fraudulent terms. The question, of course, is, was it a deed when she signed it? He also claims that the woman's sister was compensated $40,000. Groceries, healthcare payments, and an air conditioning unit were all tossed into the deal. So $40,000, an AC unit, groceries, and healthcare payments paid to the sister. Now, it turns out the sister lives in the home on the property. She's also named in the civil lawsuit, but she's not responded to any request for comment from the TV station. Meanwhile, the woman here says that she has not received any money from the man who now appears to be on the title to the property. None, she said. This has been awful. I've wanted to say just forget it, to heck with it. I didn't know people could just go in and take your property. Well, they can't, generally speaking, unless you sign it over to them. The question is, why'd you sign a blank piece of paper? Now, the children of two siblings of the woman and the person on the property have passed away, but their heirs remain on the deed according to land records. So it still appears that there are people who do appear as owners of the property, but the guy who got the quitclaim deed apparently has done something to indicate that he's also an owner. Because remember, more than one person can own a piece of property. So here's the question. You sign a blank piece of paper. I, as your attorney, would advise you not to do that. But the question, of course, happens, people don't call me because they've done nothing wrong. They usually call me after they've screwed up. Bad things have happened, that's why you call an attorney. So you call an attorney and say, hey, look, I just signed a blank piece of paper, and I think bad things might happen. And I go, oh, why'd you sign it? Now, that doesn't help us any unless you say, oh, the person told me, like, hey, I want your autograph. I once met Billy Sims. The older guys in the audience know who I'm talking about. Long before Barry Sanders, Billy Sims. And Billy Sims came into the gas station I worked at, and I got his autograph. He signed a blank piece of paper. I handed him a piece of paper and said, hey, Billy, can I have your autograph? Pleasure to meet you. I probably called him Mr. Sims. And he very, very nicely, thank you very much. And
Really nice
signed
guy.
the autograph for me. So he signed a blank piece of paper. So it's not unheard of that people sign a blank piece of paper. But of course, if someone walks up to you at a birthday party and hands you a blank piece of paper and says, here, sign down here in the bottom right-hand corner. It's not an autograph, right? And so the question then becomes, what would be your liability for signing a blank piece of paper? And generally speaking, there isn't any. No, you're not agreeing to anything. Keep in mind that written contracts are evidence of an agreement. But the piece of paper itself is not actually the contract. And I have people say, but Steve, that's the contract. No, it's not. And you know how we know that? If you and I have an agreement, and let's say I agree to sell you my car. And you go, I want to make sure this is ironclad. Let's write up a contract. So we write up a contract. I sign it, you sign it. You hand me the money, I hand you the keys, I hand you a signed title. As you're walking down the driveway to get in my car, I change my mind. I tear up the contract. Does that void the contract? What if you tore the contract up? Does whoever has access to the contract have the right to tear it up and cancel the contract? And I'm talking about just, let's suppose there's only one copy of the contract. The contract is the agreement between the parties. And the contract, the written one, is evidence of that agreement. There have been countless, innumerable contracts enforced by courts where the original contract is long gone. And so let's suppose the parties come into court and they go, we both agree there's a contract. Judge says, show it to me. We don't have a copy of it anymore. I guess you guys are out of luck. Leave. No. The contract is the agreement. It's a legally binding agreement. The fact that it's written down on a piece of paper labeled contract doesn't make that the contract. That is simply showing you what the contract says. So if I sign a blank piece of paper, I've not agreed to anything. I've signed a blank piece of paper. When you write above that something that I didn't know you were going to write, I'm not legally bound by it. So then you say, but Steve, what's this woman's problem here? Well, she's saying that the piece of paper was made up after she signed it in a way that made it look like she was giving away her property, but she didn't know that because the language wasn't there. This guy presumably could go, I handed her a quitclaim contract and she signed it. So now it becomes a proof issue. And so this is one of the things that a lot of people argue with me about. They go, Steve, if I did this, I could go into court and explain it. Yeah, you could. And the other side's going to go into court and explain it the exact opposite way. It's your word against theirs. Just because you're right doesn't mean you'll win. A court, a jury, a judge, someone's got to believe you over the other side. So when this woman goes into court and says, I signed a blank piece of paper.
It's true, dirty.
The other guy could come into court and go, no, I got a piece of paper signed by her. It's notarized. Oh, let's call the notary and announce what the notary says. I mean, I don't know. That's a possibility. Also, were there witnesses? Did anybody watch them sign the piece of paper? So I can speculate here, which I hate to do because people say, but you don't know any. I'm simply pointing out that if I was a judge and someone came before me and said, Steve, Your Honor, this is a quitclaim deed signed by her. I look at her and go, did you sign that? She goes, well, I did, but it wasn't filled out. What wasn't filled out? It was a blank piece of paper when I signed it. Really? How often do you sign blank pieces of paper? Why would you do that? He badgered me into it. Okay. Sir, what do you say to that? No. I talked to her about acquiring the property, told her I was going to help her sister out and blah, 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 blah. And I had the quitclaim, put it in front of her, she signed it. Now what? Well, are there any witnesses? Was anybody else there? This happened at a birthday party at a restaurant. There probably were other people there. But did any of them see what was happening? And so it gets down to an issue of you're trying to dig yourself out of a hole, but in a situation where all the facts come to light and are understood by the judge, simply signing a blank piece of paper would not have any legal effect if you could prove that's what happened. The problem is it is so difficult to prove that that's what happened. So I shook my head when I saw this because I thought to myself two things. One, she shouldn't have done that. But two, technically speaking, the signing of the piece of paper doesn't do anything.
It's not a contract.
However, it does allow
just
a
blank
bad
piece of
actor
paper.
to put language above your signature and then make bad things happen. If that's what happened. And we don't know. We don't know. So there you go. We'll find out later on, I suppose, if anything happens here. Scott, thanks for sending from WFLA out of Hillsborough County. Woman says she lost her land rights after signing a blank sheet of paper. Questions or comments, put them below. Otherwise, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Leto's Law. I'm playing all the right notes, but not necessarily in the right order.
Okay, guys. Kill this. Somebody in my comments asked me what a certain song was at a certain time on that Healing concert video, and I can't find it. I still haven't posted any of the Stevie Nicks stuff. I got a ton of it on my phone. Some pretty good images, too. Okay, we're shitty seats, though. I mean, literally. I mean, we're facing the stage, but we're about as far back and as high up as you could possibly be. So, I did use a lot of zoom, and it was dark, so zoom doesn't work all that great in the dark. So, but there are some good images. Anyway, we're gonna kill this. I got some shit I gotta get done. I will probably go. I think we're supposed to have a bunch of new people tonight too. I think so. I'll probably go live from work. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for joining us auditing live. Appreciate it. You got deported. Keep showing up, and we'll make you a mod. A lot of nefarious things going on right now, so anybody new, we just got to give them a minute before we mod them up right away. But just I make just about everybody a mod just so we can check people's channels and drop links and stuff like that. So I love contributions in the chat. I try and play as much of it as possible. I do an outro song though, so we're about 3 minutes away from being gone. Oh, Matthew, is it? Oh, it's you? Oh, she didn't tell me that. All right, we switched already. Jared's got a little bit of a lead there, about 8,000. Pretty close still. Pretty close. Yes. Yeah, we get you up there a little bit. I think you started at what, 7? Right now. Channel. I did on one. He did two. Maybe it was 6. No, I got you 3. We'll start promoting it though. Keep popping in, and we'll get you up over 50 on that channel, so you can go live with the YouTube app. All right. All right. Let's get this video ready. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you later.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, Casamigos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.